You are listening to Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford. Now let's head to the field with Dave Carter.
You are looking live at Dr. R.L. Peters Field, Dragon Stadium on the campus of Round Rock High School. It's week number 2 of Round Rock ISD football, presented by Covert Ford. Hello, folks. We've got a great game here for you tonight between the Round Rock Dragons and the San Antonio Reagan Rattlers. Hello, folks. David Carter joining you here as always on the iHSFAN Webcast Network, and so pleased to bring you this matchup between two terrific high schools. Alongside me, the partner in crime, as always, the Blue Light Special of Williamson County. That's Kmart. Kevin, how you doing?
Doing fantastic, Dave, on this rather steamy Friday night in Round Rock, Texas.
Oh, not steamy. It's fall-like. It's pleasant and crisp outside. It is muggy and humid and hot.
Yes, it is humid and hot, and we could use a nice breeze, at least here in the press box.
Without question. It has definitely been a brutal summer, but we're in September. You know fall's coming when there's high school football going on. And, folks, again, we're excited about this game here tonight that we're bringing you. Last week, as everybody knows, Round Rock with a tough outing against the Weiss Wolves out of Pflugerville. Laid a pretty good hammer, honestly, on Round Rock. A little bit unexpected there with a big victory by 30. And, this week, last night, we were doing a broadcast for Westwood High School. Terrific team there as well. But we did note that Weiss is no joke. They absolutely hammered LBJ High School out of Austin, a terrific team that made it to the state semifinals 2 yeyears ago in 5A.
Yeah, LBJ is definitely a great program, and Weiss absolutely took care of business last night. They just extended what they did against Round Rock last week. That team, from what I can see, is for real. I can't wait to see what they do in their district, and wish them all the best.
We all agree. Definitely here tonight, though, an opportunity for redemption for these Dragons. I was fortunate to have a conversation earlier with head coach Cody Moore. We're going to bring that to you right now. Joined here again this week by head coach Cody Moore. Coach, tough opening week last week against Weiss and the loss on Friday. Tell us a little bit about how this week's practices have gone, where you're looking for improvement in week number 2.
Well, first off, man, I give a lot of credit to Weiss. They're a very good football team. They do a really good job over there, and very, very talented group. A lot of team speed and just an overall very athletic football team. A lot of credit to Coach Hughes over there at Weiss. As far as us, this practice, that's this week's practice. That's the biggest thing that we thought about was us fixing our mistakes, trying to fix the dumb penalties. Because really last week, every time that we had any kind of momentum, it was shot in the foot, with some sort of penalty or some bust that's in some form or fashion. So we really, really concentrated on us and really try to get better at the fundamentals of football. A lot of the coaches here, and me included, took a lot of ownership in last week's performance, and we went back to the drawing board, and we feel really good about our game plan this coming week.
Last week we had a great discussion about the culture of the team and the expectations of leadership on and off the field. Can you tell everyone a little bit about some of the team's activities in the community and around the high school that benefit all of Dragon Nation?
Yeah, so first and foremost, we've done some pretty cool stuff throughout the school. We've incorporated a teacher of the week that our guys get to vote on each week. We get to pick 2 teachers out of the faculty that that make an impact on our kids, and we vote them in, and we give them a couple of goodies. We put a banner on their door and just give them appreciation, because we do appreciate those people. They put a lot of hard work in, just like we do, and we just want to make sure that we tell them thank you in some way. Some other things that we've done is we've incorporated some middle school players of the week. We're trying to get those guys involved, and we've asked the schools that feed into our school, who are the guys that are showing out? Who are the guys that are representing your program the right way? And we want to reward them. And what that looks like for us is they get voted on by their coach at their school, and they actually get to be a ball boy at the varsity games on Friday nights, which I think is really, really cool. I try to put myself in their shoes for a minute and just know that being a middle school kid and be able to stand on the sideline and be a part of the game on Friday nights, I would have probably done anything to do that. So pretty exciting. We've done a lot of things so far in the elementary schools. We've had We went to 4 different schools last week. We'll go to 4 different schools this week on Friday morning. But the Leadership Council, all 7 of those guys are the ones that lead that. They pick the guys that go with them, and they go out there and we're just greeting kids with our jerseys on and just saying thank you. You know, hey, come out to the game, that kind of thing. Just opening car doors, you know, seeing them off the bus, giving them high fives, dabbing them up, hugs, whatever it may be. And then, you know, I think it's pretty exciting. A lot of the kids have really, really enjoyed that. We've had a good response from all the teachers and all the administrators at all those elementary schools. And I think it's something that's been really fun and just getting our kids to understand that serving is one of our main priorities here at Round Rock High School and in the football program.
Love that, Coach. So tonight, Dragons, they take on San Antonio Reagan, the Rattlers. Reagan won their opener, hard-fought, low-scoring battle with a tough Smithson Valley program. Cole Pryor, 150 yards on the ground, appears to be the focal point of their offense. Brad Jackson running also from the quarterback position. Tell us some of the keys to tonight's ball game as the Dragons look to get their first victory of the season.
You know, talking about their offense from a defensive perspective, very versatile. Yes, they do a really good job running the football, but they do a phenomenal job throwing the ball as well. They're big up front. They do a really good job. They have one senior back, but it looks like a veteran squad up there. You know, a lot of they're big guys. They do a really, really good job protecting the quarterback. Quarterback's a phenomenal player. Makes them kind of go, in my opinion. A lot of credit to that guy. And their running back's really, really good too. He had some spot play last year against us, more in a inside receiver role, and every now and again as a running back. But he's a really good player. And then a couple really good possession receivers, and a couple guys that can really kind of throw the roof off of that of coverage and can really stretch the field vertically. If we're looking at their defense from an offensive perspective, their front six are probably one of the better front six we've seen in the last couple of years. Very, very good. Their front is big and strong and fast, and then they got 2-3 veteran linebackers that are going to be very, very good. They're going to be just a solid unit, all around the ball and throughout the secondary. So it's going to be a great contest, and I'm excited about our kids, rebounding back from last week and see what we can do this week.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck tonight against the Rattlers. Really good conversation with Coach Moore earlier this week. I always love hearing about the work that the kids are doing in the community, and there's a huge emphasis on that this year. It's always been there, but I really loved hearing the details of what they're engaging in and how much the kids seem to be enjoying that process.
Absolutely, and I have seen some of the photos of the guys out at the schools and, greeting, working with the teachers, seeing the kids that come off the bus like Coach talked about. It looks like they're having a lot of fun and giving those kids really something fun to talk about.
Do agree with you, Kmart. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, a little bit more than 10 minutes to kick off. We're going to take a quick commercial break here, come back with the starting lineups, and do the coin toss, and it'll be game time in Texas. This is Round Rock ISD football, presented by Covert Ford.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net. Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. Visit Mays Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at maysstreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local. RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain, veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas. For the last 10 years, residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567.
There's nothing quite like Central Texas high school football.
Beautiful day to play some football, boys.
Under the lights. Join iHS fans Rick Epstein and Jeff Power each week as they shine the spotlight on area high school football teams, players, and coaches.
Tuesday night, we'll be live at Bush's Chicken in Pflugerville, welcoming Panthers head coach Charles Taylor, plus Andrew Petter from the Georgetown Eagles and wide receiver Adrian Wilson of the Weiss Wolves. Tuesday nights, Under the Lights.
Tuesday nights at 8. Only on Talk 1370.
And welcome back to Dragon Stadium in Round Rock, Texas for the matchup between the Reagan Rattlers and the Round Rock Dragons. As we wind down toward kickoff, we're going to take a couple of minutes to take a look at our starting lineups for the Round Rock Dragons. On offense, across the offensive line, we'll start with on the left side with Rylan Mathis, John Driscoll, Kai Woldridge, Foster Wood, and Luke Miller. At the wide receiver position, we've got Hayden Nath, Javante Arnold, Mark Haramuru, and Joaquin Maldonado. At running back, we'll have Reggie Hurley and quarterback Mason Cochran. On defense, on the defensive line, we have Justin Lee, Ian Camp, Elliot Stickler, and Asher Chang. Your linebackers are Dylan Uribe and Dylan Best. In the defensive backfield, we have Leonard Moore, Zavari Whitson, Caden Michael, Hank Apple, and Aiden Walker.
So, folks, a little trivia that we got from our public address announcer, Alan Franz, my next-door neighbor, A little bit of trivia here about Round Rock and the Reagan Rattlers. Last year in San Antonio's Comalander Stadium, Rattlers led 14-0 midway through the first quarter on a couple of special teams miscues by the Dragons, but the Dragons rolled back to a 31-17 lead at the half en route to a 52-31 win. The comeback included Justin Lee's third quarter touchdown on a 95-yard fumble return, longest in school history. Is the third matchup between Round Rock and Reagan across all sports in the year 2023. Rattlers prevailed 65-55 in triple overtime in boys basketball in the playoffs in February. And in May, the Dragons baseball team won their area round series in the playoffs 8-7 and 5-3 in all sports since 2015. These two schools are tied 10-10 in baseball, basketball, soccer, football, and volleyball. That's an amazing stat there by Allen. And then he put on here, snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? What movie is that, right? It says, with last season's win over the Reagan Rattlers, Round Rock has a 3-7 record against all slithering mascots. This includes 2-3 in the last 5 years versus the Vandegrift Vipers, 0-2 in the 90s against the San Marcos Rattlers, and 0-2 in the 80s against the San Antonio Central Catholic Buttons. The tail of a baby rattlesnake is called a button. Figure that one out. One more bonus nugget. Says Round Rock has been playing football since 1913, but the first Labor Day weekend game was in 1959, a 14-0 loss to Thrall. Hard to believe that Round Rock and Thrall played each other similar sized back then. All-time record on Labor Day weekend is 17-18, looking to even the record here against the Reagan Rattlers. Looks like the coin toss is happening. We're going to go ahead and cut back from the video and take it to the field, Mike, and see if we can hear the toss. Captains for Round Rock, Hayden Nath, number 2, Leonard Moore, number 5, and number 70, J.P. Driscoll, and 97, Elliot Stickler. Looks like Round Rock has won the toss and deferred.
Deferred to the second half. Reagan will be receiving the opening kickoff.
And so there you have it with the coin toss. We'll have the national anthem coming up here in just a moment. And we'll leave it with the public address system and let you listen to the national anthem that will be brought to you by the Round Rock Choir.
Please stand, remove all headgear, and focus your attention midfield as our Marine Corps Junior ROTC Color Guard, commanded by Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Rachel Dietrich, and under the direction of Master Gunnery Sergeant Thomas Olmeda, present the colors for the national anthem, which will be sung by the Round Rock High School Choir under the direction of Jamison McCafferty.
Nothing like it on Friday Night Football. National anthem sang. The color guard will be exiting the field in a moment. Kmart. What do you think the keys to the game are, pal?
Well, for the Dragons tonight, first and foremost, they have to get a little bit better play out of their line, get a little bit more time for Cochran and the rest of the skill position players to make something happen. Coach talked about in his pregame interview that he was talking about the Reagan Rattlers front six, and if the offensive line doesn't show up a little better tonight, it could be a long night for the Dragons.
Yeah, I agree with you, partner. And I'll tell you, in talking to Cody Moore earlier, we talked about the fact that the last week's game just did not go the right way at all. A lot of mistakes that cost Round Rock opportunities to stay in the ball game, and it just got out of hand. Clearly, in his message, great respect for Weiss and what they've done and what that program is, but also recognition that Weiss is not 30 points better than Round Rock. They may have been the better team, and they may be overall the better team at this point, and we know that they've got great skill position talent, but simply put, this is an opportunity to right what happened last week and get yourself feeling good about things. And again, your goals are still in front of you. We talked about that as well. That's a non-district game, okay? I mean, you can still win your district championship. You can still go to the playoffs, make a deep run. You could do it all. And so I think the team has the right mindset here. It is going to be, just like you said, in my mind, offensive line, defensive line. It has got to show up without question, give the offense opportunity to let plays develop quickly, and then that defensive line is going to have to get penetration and get those runners from Reagan uncomfortable and behind the line and behind the chains.
Yeah, and that's not to say that, last week the Dragons had some success. They had a few key plays on offense that did some great things. They had a couple called back, due to silly mistakes. So they clean up those mistakes, it could be a different result. And also on defense, Justin Lee had 2 sacks last week. There were some there was, I believe, an interception. There was some really nice play in the defense.
Yeah, you're +3 in turnovers. You're +2, rather. There were 3 turnovers. When you get those kind of turnovers, but you don't turn them into points, that's a key thing also. So some good things last week. Hopefully they can learn from that. Have a good opportunity here against a quality program in Reagan, predicted champion for 28-6A in San Antonio, perennial playoff team. This is a true test. If Round Rock can do better this week, I feel like they're going to be in it and have a good chance, and they need some good things to happen here in the first quarter. And here we are. It's football time in Texas, folks. Glad you're here joining us. Sit back, relax. Gibson Granger in to do the kickoff duties, and the kick is away. Deep into the end zone, and a knee taken at a touchback, starting at the 25, 1st and 10.
Number 25, Ration Hunt, catching that ball and taking the touchback for the Rattlers.
They'll start 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And just looking down on the field through the binoculars, that's a big offensive line we're seeing down there.
They do look like they can put a hurting on the training table for sure.
So Jackson in at quarterback, offset by Pryor, the running back, in the I formation. Twin receivers to the left side. Ball kept by Jackson, and a quick pass out in the flat and take it behind the line of scrimmage. They're marking it actually as a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Good pressure up front, and also a really nice tackle by Cole Dodds, the junior defensive back for the Dragons.
Reagan going tempo. Coach Moore talked about this being a possibility. Empty set backfield, trip receivers to the left side. Jackson take the ball, quick pass in the flat on the right side, and nicely tackled after a gain out to about the 32-yard line. The 33 the mark. It'll be 3rd down and 2. And again, Reagan going tempo.
Aiden Walker on that tackle for the Dragons. But as we said, really nice, bringing him down short of the 1st down.
Twin receivers right side. And now Pryor offset to the right as well. Ball is snapped. Handoff up the middle to Pryor. Getting to the 35-yard line. It will be a 1st down for the Rattlers.
Yeah, he got just to the 1st down marker, and the officials obviously marking at the nose of the ball right there.
Yeah, I thought the knee might have been down around the 34, but he fell to the 35. Clean mark. It's a 1st down. Just under 11 minutes now here in the 1st quarter. Trip receivers to the right side again. And going tempo, Jackson getting the offsides against Round Rock. That ball thrown out of bounds. Flag is down on the play.
It was a really well-thrown ball, by the way.
Very well thrown, but good coverage by Round-Rock. And a good job by Jackson, and give credit to Reagan. He knew he had the guy offsides. Why not throw it deep? Why not get a cheap one, right? So the 5 yards to be marked off to the 40-yard line, where it will be first down again, 1st and 5. So trip receivers again to the right side, and Pryor offset left of Jackson. Ball is snapped, kept by Jackson. Quick pass out on the slant to the left side, and getting out of bounds at about the 48, 49-yard line for a first down for Reagan.
Yeah, good catch by Caleb Capuccio for the Rattlers.
A couple of, no, I take that back. There's not a couple of Capuccio boys on the Reagan team. It's a couple of Cacciatore boys. Interesting names tonight, folks. Bear with us. So same formation they've run several times. Triple receivers to the right side, and now Pryor in motion to the right. Jackson looking, throwing over the middle. Caught, and all the way out to the 41-yard line of Round Rock for a first down. So the Rattlers on the move here. So now trip receivers to the left side in a triangle formation. Now Pryor rolling out to the left. Jackson deciding to run with it and taken down nicely. Getting back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Jacob Medina on the tackle for the Dragons there from the defensive end position.
And partner, I do think that that's going to be the most important thing right here. This is a good running team. You've got to get them in second and long situations. You cannot let them get that cheap 5 yards on a penalty or anything else like that. So
and to that point, they showed great awareness watching the ball carrier instead of getting too far afield like last week.
Pro set formation, 2 tight ends. And a quick pass again out to the left side and wide open running down the field to the 30 to the 28-yard line. That's number 14 for the Rattlers is Capuccio.
Once again on Capuccio, the Rattlers are doing a good job of mixing up the runs and pass a little bit.
And doing a good job of getting people open in the flat. They're running a little bit of a confusing set, I think, here that they're going to have to adjust to. So first down again. Ball is handed off up the middle to Pryor and breaking through the middle to about the 21-yard line. 22 is the mark. It'll be a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5.
Dylan Uribe in there on that tackle, dragging him down.
Round Rock running in 3 players on the line and running 3 players off, trying to keep them fresh. Just under 9 minutes here in the opening quarter. Reagan on the move. Their opening drive started at the 25-yard line. Good balance of pass and run by Reagan has gotten them almost to the red zone here. Twin receivers left side, pro set. Ball is snapped and a handoff to Pryor up the middle, and he gains out to the 15, to the 10, all the way into the end zone for a Rattler touchdown.
Really unfortunate play for the defense there. It looked like Dylan Uribe had it sniffed out. He got through the line and had his hands on the running back. The back broke the tackle and got to the end zone.
He did get to the end zone. Indeed, Pryor, a terrific running back, one of the all-district players from 28-6A last year with 1,300 yards. He's going to be a load to take down, and obviously had a lot of yards last week. Number 80 for Reagan on to attempt the extra point. Leos. That ball is up. It's good. Your score, 8:29 remaining here in the opening period, is the Reagan Rattlers 7 and Round Rock nothing, ready to take their first possession. Again, we knew that Reagan was a good team, and they proved it right there, just taking it methodically down the field. No super big plays. They just ultimately were just doing fundamental football and kind of having their way.
Yeah, they were just taking what the defense was giving them, really. Really not doing anything too aggressive. 3, 4, 5 yards at a time. Broke a couple of tackles, made some, one first down after another. It's real workmanlike. Not flashy, but
nothing flashy.
Yeah.
And honestly, nothing flashy on the Round Rock defense. I mean, to say that they just came at it with a very basic set look. There were no exotic blitzes or anything like that. So it's your first feel out. You know what you've got in front of you. You know what adjustments you've got to make. And Round Rock with an opportunity to set the score even here. And you heard it from the public address announcer. Hurley and Moore back deep to receive. And again, number 80, Leos. Jonathan Leos to do the kickoff duties. Not deep. It looks like it's going to be a punch kick, and it is. Short. Fair catch at the 21. Round Rock will take the ball at the 25. 1st and 10.
Hank Apple on the reception there for the Dragons.
So twin receivers to the right side for Round Rock. Mason Cochran at quarterback. Hurley in the I formation behind him. Ball is kept by Cochran, throwing the ball downfield, a little bit low, but caught for about an 8-yard gain. That is number 2 for Round Rock, Hayden Nath.
Nice catch by Nath. It's a shame he had to stoop down just a little bit to get to it. He might have been able to pick up that 1st down.
Oh, almost certainly would have. So it sets up 2nd and 1 on a 9-yard gain. So twin receivers, left side, same formation. Ball kept by Cochran, rolling out here on the right side in the open field to midfield, into Rattler territory, all the way to the 41-yard line, and out at the 40 to the 39, actually. Super game, biggest run of the season so far for Cochran, and they're going tempo.
And we didn't see him actually run the ball that much last week.
Just didn't have time.
Yeah, good quick decision this time.
Trip formation on the right side, and Cochran faking like a pass out that direction and rolling up the field, getting down to, looks like the 34-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain. Dragons have something going here. You got to feel good about it.
Yeah, a little bit of a callback to last year's offense and the year before, where Cochran was a primary rusher last year. I know this year they really like Reggie Hurley out there. I really like watching Hurley run. Right now, getting the ball moving with Cochran's legs first.
About 10 seconds now on the play clock, 7 minutes left here in the opening period. Hayden Nath splitting out wide to the left side, 5 seconds on the play clock. Ball is snapped. And the ball is kept by Cochran up the left side, getting down to about the 29-yard line, and he does. It's a 1st down for the Dragons. Honestly, best drive of the season on offense for the Dragons. Without question, they didn't have anything sustained quite this good last week.
Definitely not.
So again, going a little bit of tempo. Twin receivers to the left side. Ball is handed off to Reggie Hurley coming up the left side, getting past the line of scrimmage down to about the 27. And it is a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Dragons slowing down the tempo just a hair.
Marking it back now to the 28. So it was only a 1-yard gain. Twin receivers on the right to the strong side. Cochran throwing the ball out on the right side, and a good job by the Reagan Rattlers. That was number 47 for the Rattlers on the tackle. Hitting immediately upon the catch, that's Cole Higbee. And it'll be a loss back to the 30, making it 3rd and 11.
That was Joaquin McDonald on the reception and tight end. And boy, he caught that one in the teeth. That defender was all over him.
I felt it. So big play here. Definitely want to get some yardage here. Certainly a good field goal kicker. We'd love to get the 1st down. But a few more yards and maybe an attempt at a field goal. Cochran keeping the ball, rolling out to the left side. A pass out in the flat, getting down to the 25, 24, 22-yard line. So it's going to be about 4 yards short of the 1st down. A decision to be made here by Round Rock. Will they go tempo and trying to go for it? And it does look like the offense is staying on the field. Would not be shocked if there was cadence trying to draw somebody off sides right here. Twin receivers to the right side. "19 seconds on the play clock. Cody Moore running down towards the official right now. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7, and a timeout called by Cody Moore to make the decision right here. Not surprised. I did think that they would try to go with a little bit of a cadence to see if they could get a cheap first down. And right now, where the marker is set at the 23, that's a 40-yard field goal. That is within the range of our terrific kicker, Kai Woolridge. Not Kai Woolridge. What am I saying? Losing my mind, folks. I'm talking about Kai Haruki. We have 2 Kais on this field.
That's right. Kai Haruki, yeah, his career long has been 42 yards, so this is within his range.
No breeze to speak of, so I definitely think Kai could make it from this distance if they choose it. But don't see Haruki coming onto the field. And so we'll see if they have something special drawn up here. We'll tell you, I was at practice earlier this week and I saw a few drawn up plays here that would not shock me if the team was going to try to do something, a little bit of a gadget play. We'll see. So again, it's twin receivers now, both sides. The play clock in motion, empty backfield. Cochran calling for the ball. Hurley in motion to the right side. And an opportunity to pitch the ball, but Cochran keeps it down to the 10, to the 5, to about the 3-yard line. Taken down by his helmet, no penalty called. But it will be 1st and goal for the Dragons.
Good old option football there. I was really expecting the pitch. Looks like the defense was as well, but on the keeper, he just bulled his way through down to the 2.
So 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Ball is handed off up the middle, and nothing doing on that Reagan defensive line. We talked about how good they were. Right back to the line of scrimmage. And in fact, looks like they're marking it a yard back at the 3. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 3. Hurley coming off to the sideline. Looks like Moose Garlington is in at running back. Garlington with the ball into the end zone. It's a Dragon touchdown.
And what a great drive for the Dragons. They executed that well, mostly with the legs of Mason Cochran, but a couple other fellas contributing in. Of course, the entire offense is contributing, but really well executed by the Dragons.
Boy, you're not kidding. And you're talking about getting down 7 points. You could start to feel like, here it goes again. But this team's showing some resiliency here. Have to have some confidence in the defense now, having had an opportunity to be on the field. Make some adjustments. We'll see what happens. Kai Haruki. That ball is right through the uprights. 3:56 remaining in your opening period. Your score is now tied, 7-7. And as we have for all of our games since we've been doing this, we've got our text line live, just like we always do. We'd love to hear from you. Give your shout outs to your favorite players, band members, Dragonettes, cheerleaders, you name it. We'll definitely give that shout out to those players that you love to cheer for here in Dragon Nation. That number is 512-843-5205. Having a little technical difficulty getting it up on the screen, but the number again, 512-843-5205. We'll get it figured out and get it up on the screen, but if you do text us, we will give that shout out. Kickoff coming. Gibson Granger with the kick. That ball is a little bit of a punch kick. Looks like it's going to drop around the 12-yard line, taken by the up back. And getting through the open seam, coming up the right side of the line, being chased by a host of Dragons down the sideline, all the way well into Dragon territory. Not what we wanted to see on special teams.
Yeah, tough to give up a big return like that after such a great drive. And Gibson Granger, the kicker, was the young man that forced him out on the far sideline.
Ball marked at exactly the 40-yard line. The Rattlers will have terrific starting field position. So Jackson again in the shotgun, offset by Pryor behind him. Hand off the wrong direction, a little confusion in the backfield. Dragons try to swallow it up, but a good job by Jackson to get anything on the play. 2 yards to the 38. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Yeah, it's not very often you see a total whiff on the hand off. The running back went to the other side, but excellent work by the quarterback to just make something out of that. Nice gain of 2 yards.
So again, similar formation, single receiver sets on both sides. Pryor on the right side of Jackson. Now they hand it off to him correctly. Pryor getting up the middle to about the 35-yard line and stopped right there after a 3-yard gain. And it'll be 3rd and 5 for the Rattlers. And as we talked about so often, this is kind of no man's land. It's probably 4-down territory for the Rattlers with such good field position. And look at that. We got a few texts coming in here. We love that. We'll give those shout-outs here in just a moment. So again, big 3rd down right here for the defense. 2:45 remaining in the opening period. 15 seconds remaining on the actual play clock. Stack receiver formation on the left side. And a close-in receiver on the right side. Ball kept by Jackson looking up that right side, throwing deep, receiver breaking open, but incomplete, just out of his fingertips, and it will be 4th down. And a decision for the Rattlers, and almost certainly going to go for it.
Good coverage by Zavari Whitson downfield. The ball was out of the reach of the receiver, but Whitson was right there.
Come on, Dragon Nation, wherever you are, across the globe, across Texas, we want to hear you cheering here. 18 seconds on the play clock. Rattlers looking for the play they want to bring in. Now under 10 seconds, the coach is going in the same way that Round Rock did, calling a timeout, not getting the play on the field in the fashion that they wanted to. Coach is frustrated on the other sideline, and we can understand why. Big opportunity here for them again to try and get points on the board. The shout-outs we got a shout-out to Isaiah Young, number 9, and Xavier Nieto, number 41 for Round Rock. Thank you for that. One more here says, wanted to give a shout-out to Cole Dodds from his family in Pennsylvania. Love that. Love hearing from you across the country. We actually, in the Westwood game last night, we had some shout-outs from Canada last night.
Yeah, we had one from Jamaica, too.
We did. So we'll see if we can extend it here and get it a little bit further out. It's a shout-out to my favorite Dragonette. I believe that's Layla. That's an older brother watching all the way from Lubbock. Assume you're up there for Texas Tech. Hopefully, I don't know who Texas Tech is playing tomorrow. I don't know who they're playing in the opener.
I don't know.
You'll have to text that in to us, but good luck to the Red Raiders up there. And then one more shout-out here to Raiden Abel, number 28. That's a senior defensive back. And defense has a great opportunity right here to get some real momentum. Players back on the field, pro-style set. Again, max protect on the offensive line. Couple of tight ends in. Single receiver to the left side. Pryor offset behind Jackson. Ball is kept by Jackson, rolling out to the left side. Good pressure, but wide open receiver, as they've done to several times. To Round Rock, that pass complete to number 14 once again, Caleb Capuccio.
Aiden Walker on the tackle for the Dragons. That was a well-designed play. There was a lot of pressure coming from the defense up through the front, right in the face of the quarterback, but he put the ball right on the spot to Capuccio.
Just breaking out of the pocket. Capuccio, the backup quarterback, played quarterback a little bit last year. Capuccio in motion out to the right side right now. And now a diamond formation receiver set on the left side. Jackson looking out to the left side. Blocks happening. Looks like holds happening, but nothing called right there. And a gain out to about the 14-yard line. Pickup of 6. It will be 2nd and 4.
Looks like Dylan Uribe was on the bottom of that pile. We'll shout him out, give him a little credit.
One more shout out here. Great opening drive. Dragons rooting for Mason Cochran and the Dragons. That's from Michelle and Brian in Utah. And a compliment on the games being on YouTube are fantastic. We love bringing you YouTube games here on the iHSFAN Webcast Network. 2nd down and 4. Ball is handed off to Pryor up the middle, gaining out to the right side. Inside the 10, it'll be 1st and goal for the Rattlers.
Good feet for the running back there, just able to evade a tackle, pick up that 1st down.
Ball marked at exactly the 10-yard line. 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining in the opening period. Game tied 7-7, as you can see. Pryor offset to the right side of Jackson, and 2 receivers set to the right. That ball goes to Pryor up the middle, but stacked by the Dragons, but a push out to about the 7-yard line, so a gain of 3 for the Rattlers. It'll be 2nd and goal.
You talked about the size of the offensive line. I think they definitely were able to get a good push with those big guys up front.
They're big. They really are big. That's not to say that the Dragons aren't big also, but these are some large human beings on the field.
Yeah. I don't know if you could see Coach Moore on the sideline. He was jumping up and down about something he wasn't happy with. The defense couldn't quite see what he was talking about, but they still got a pretty good stop there.
Right at 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Pryor in the I formation behind Jackson. Ball is handed off to Pryor, coming up the left side, gaining out to about the 3-yard line. And it will be 3rd and goal from the 3 on what is almost certainly the last play of the opening quarter.
Another good tackle by Dylan Uribe there.
And they're calling the offense over to the sideline. It will be the end of the first quarter. A good one for us as we are getting ready to bring you the second quarter. We're going to take a quick commercial break. This is Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
Back at Dragon Stadium for the opening of the second quarter. Here, one more. The shout-out we were talking about, Texas Tech. They're playing at Wyoming tomorrow night.
Ah, the Cowboys.
I bet you it's cooler in Laramie, Wyoming than it is here.
It's hard not to be cooler than here, but yeah.
Well, and the Dutton family lives up there also.
Yeah. Love the Duttons.
Do love the Duttons in Yellowstone. Again, so pleased to bring you Round Rock ISD football here. Reagan High School down in San Antonio on the north side, a terrific community, and they have a terrific marching band, a state championship contender, every bit the equal of what Round Rock is. We'll bring you both of those halftimes of the marching bands and the drill teams. No better environment than you're going to find on a halftime than here, right here at Dragon Stadium here tonight. So big third down again, once more. Pryor offset to the right side. Jackson keeping the ball, rolling out right, not seeing what he wants, but gets into the end zone, dodging the tackle for a Reagan touchdown.
Little pump fake there, froze the defense, and he's able to turn upfield and get the touchdown.
Partner, I thought he was going to stop him for a second because he looked a little indecisive, but he figured it out, jumped inside. Good athletic play by Jackson. Getting the touchdown with the extra point to come. Leos on the field. Capuccio with the hold. Kick is up. Solid right through the uprights. Your new score with 11:55 remaining in the half is the Reagan Rattlers 14 and Round Rock 7. Another touchdown. I know that's not what Round Rock wants to see, but I did see some things there that I did like out of Round Rock, some adjustments. They just made the plays to keep the first downs extending, and had a short field to begin with, which you just can't do, right? So
yeah, you're right. They starting on the Round Rock 40 in that possession, you're right. But, really, if I'm the coaching staff, I'm pretty pleased with what we're seeing here tonight on the Dragons. Yeah, they're trailing by 7 right now, but they got through the end of the first quarter, tied at 7. And, they're looking pretty good.
Agreed.
A lot better than last week, for sure.
It looks like a very evenly matched up, contest here this evening, whereas last week it did feel like the skill positions of Weiss were just on a different level. I don't care who Weiss is playing this year. They're going to be doing some damage, no question about that. Round Rock again with an opportunity to square the score. There's timeout on the field temporarily as we're getting ready to do the kick. The kick, once again, a kind of punch kick taken as a fair catch right at the 25-yard line, and that's where Round Rock will take over 1st and 10. I do have the officials here. which I failed to announce earlier, again provided by Alan Franz, our public address announcer. I'll try to give those to you here real quickly. Our referee is Stormy Johnson, great name. Umpire, Jason Ruff. Head linesman is Dwayne Scott Wilsford. Line judge is Josh Canales. Field judge, Scott Slaughter. Side judge, Philip Valles. On the clock up here is Charles Buzz Cup. And on the 25-second clock is Mark Eastland. So second series for Round Rock, getting a touchdown on their opening drive. And Round Rock sets up in a pro set. Twins on the right, Hurley behind Cochran. Ball is handed off to Hurley and out in the open field on the left side, breaking away for his biggest run of the season, all the way to the 46-yard line and marked out at the 48. A gain of 23, and the Dragons will go tempo. My gosh, man, he was wide out in the open, and that's what Round Rock needs to do, is get out in open space.
Oh, yeah, and you could tell he was super excited by that.
It's a timeout on the field. My gosh, Reagan did not like what they saw. Coach was unhappy with that play busting out the way that it did. They're calling their second timeout here early in the second quarter, so a pretty electric play right out of the gate.
Well, and you have to love that formation you just saw there with Hurley coming over to line up with the receivers on the near side in a formation that the Rattlers just burned the Dragons on a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, absolutely. And I tell you, again, week 1 to week 2, you always see that improvement. You always see a little bit of better execution, a little bit of a better concepting here. I love seeing what we're seeing here on the offense, getting things breaking open a little bit more, using the perimeter to try and loosen things up in the middle. Really, really brilliant strategy here by Coach Tenney in getting some things opening up on the offense. So ready back for some action here. Cochran keeping the ball, faking the handoff, rolling out to the left side, but getting taken down several yards behind the line of scrimmage on the perimeter. It'll be second down, and it looks like about 12.
The defense was definitely not fooled on that play.
A little bit slow developing and good penetration by the Reagan defensive line kind of disrupted everything there. Hurley now offset to the right side of Cochran in a bunch formation in the middle. 14 seconds on the play clock, and looking to the sideline for an adjustment from the offensive coordinators. Quick pass, tipped at the line, looked like, but completed to Hayden Nath, a gain of about 10 yards. Going to be 2 yards short of the first down, set up at the 44-yard line.
A little bit of a quick sidearm delivery for Cochran there. It's not something, a motion I'm used to seeing out of him. But got the ball there, and it got it there quickly, so Nath was able to pick up a nice gain.
Very much a Vince Young style of pass right there. Throwing from below the elbow. Big play here for the Dragons. Twins to the left. Hurley set in the I formation. Ball is snapped. Given to Hurley up the middle. And gaining only a yard to the 43. It's a timeout on the field.
Big number 70, J.P. Driscoll, had his helmet pop off, had to run off the sideline.
And so ball marked squarely between the 43 and the 44-yard line. It's going to have to get to the 42. So a big play here for the Dragons. 10-16 remaining here in the second quarter. We'll see what the Dragons dial up, going in a big-time bunch formation and pushing, trying to get the push, but they are not going to get it. They're going to be short based on my mark.
Dragons think they got it. I think the officials marked them short.
Oh, they marked them short. There's zero question about the fact that it did not get to the line. The far side judge had the mark. It's at least a half yard short on this thing. No measurement required. It's going to be a first down for Reagan.
It's funny. The Dragons are out there so convinced that they had it.
Well, and, you know, a good concept and a good attempt at what that is, but, you know, we were talking about this again in the interview with Coach Moore. That's a big defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some big guys on the other side, and they just won the battle. They won the push, and you have got to be able to get that push for a yard, or you're going to have to get out on the perimeter. We'll see if any adjustments are made further down the road here. But a turnover on downs. And Reagan takes over right at about the 43.
Actually, your point about the perimeter is spot on, because a lot of the Dragons' best plays tonight have been out on the perimeter, whether it's Cochran running around the end, or we saw the great running play by Hurley.
Oh, yeah.
So this running right in the teeth of that defense is not working so great for him.
Trip receivers to the left side. Jackson calls for the ball, handing it off to Pryor. No, he did not hand it off to Pryor. And wide open pass down the left side perimeter. High stepping down the sideline into the end zone. And I believe that is a touchdown. I did not see a signal go up.
Showed the signal yet.
I'm failing to understand why there's no signal, but I guess they marked him out at about the 8 or 9 yard line. That pass complete to number 23. That was Jeter Battles. Great name, by the way.
That was absolutely blown coverage by the Dragons. The receiver.
They bid on it. I bid on it.
Yeah, there was nobody within a good 10 yards of him.
So it's now first and goal from the 8 yard line. 9:37 here in the second quarter. Ball is now handed off to Pryor up the middle into the end zone for a Reagan Rattler touchdown.
Well, that's disappointing.
Definitely tough for the Dragons in 2 plays to give up the touchdown in that circumstance, and now going down by a couple of scores. Actually, I have a shout out here from Reagan High School. We'll give that to our guests from Rattler Nation. Ball is down, kick up. It is good. Your new score now is the Reagan Rattlers 21, Round Rock 7, 9:33 remaining here in the opening half. It's a shout out to Reagan number 25. That's Rayshun Hurt. I believe I got that name right. From his entire family watching all the way from Iowa, Nebraska, and Texas. Love that you're receiving us out there in the interwebs and on YouTube.
Welcome to the broadcast, guys. Welcome to Central Texas, to Round Rock.
Can't imagine it's as, again, hot in Iowa or Nebraska as it is here. Fall will come eventually.
You know, Iowa, maybe.
Iowa.
I tell you, we've talked before about my daughter living up in Ames, Iowa, and she said it was 100 degrees up there the other day.
Whew.
So similar to Texas.
Just 70 days less of it.
True.
Right, there you go. True. Well, again, tough break for the Dragons. And we're going to see if they can rebound here and try and get down the field and get a score here in the second quarter and try and lock this thing up a little bit closer.
Just got to get back on the horse, Dragons.
Indeed you do. Hurley and Moore out to deep receive. Leos with the kick duties. Again, doing a bit of a punch kick. And a fair catch call by Hayden Nath right at the 26-yard line. And it will actually be a first and 10 from the 26-yard line. Have to correct our public address announcer. I'll tell him about it later. So a big moment here in the game, no question, for both teams. Can Round Rock rise to the occasion and get down the field and get some points on the board? Give their defense a bit of a rest here in this quarter like they did on that first drive. Some whistles on the play. I think the head linesman is questioning where the ball placement is, but now understanding from the official and the umpire in the center of the field where the ball was taken at the 26, and that is why it is correctly marked where it is. First and 10 for the Dragons. Twin receivers left side, pro set formation. Ball is handed off to Hurley coming up the right side, out to about the 31-yard line, flag on the field. The official is blowing his whistle many times because the clock operator in the box was not stopping the clock. So there may be a clock correction coming. We'll see. Referee coming to the center of the field with the play call on the penalty. And it's an offsides call against the Rattlers. So that's a 5-yard penalty that they will absolutely take that will make it first and 5. And the game clock set back up to 9:22. And again, the officials on the field are trying to roll the clock, but the official here in the box is not seeing it and now has started to roll the clock. So a little early season miscommunication. Cochran calling the ball, handing it off to Hurley, a little bit of a bunched formation in the middle, and fortunate to gain perhaps a yard, maybe two, out to about the 32-yard line. It will be second down and looks about 4.
Yeah, they're just not getting those holes in the middle of the offensive line. They're going to have to start going outside again.
Well, I agree. And that's where your bread and butter is right now. They've proven if you get into open space, this team has speed, but they're going to have to get into open space as much as Round Rock loves to run up the middle. That may not be the option here against this talented Reagan defense. Ball snap to Cochran. Keeps it rolling out to the left side, throwing the ball on a sidearm right over the middle. And running up the middle of the field, that's number 11 to the 25-20, 15-10, trying to strip it, coming down the field. That's number 11, Mark Haramuru. First down and goal, Dragons.
Excellent play by the Dragons there, just tossing it over the line to Haramuru, who was wide open and got down.
Going tempo around the left side, Reggie Hurley to the end zone, and they call him out of bounds, which I find surprising because his foot clipped the pylon. Marking it down at the half-yard line. Could not be more than a few inches. I really thought that was in the end zone, but the official right on top of it. Clock stopped at 8:23. Dragons looking for the play call. Twin receivers left side with extra protection in the middle. Cochran calling for the ball and stuffed right at the 1-yard line by that Reagan Rattler defense. Actually a slight loss back to the 1 by Hurley, and it will be third and goal for the Dragons. And on that middle, that door is closed.
Yeah, I think the coaches are going to have to make a real quick adjustment on that.
Extremely talented defensive line and linebackers making solid tackles right out of the gate. So here a big play for the Dragons. Cochran calling for the ball, and it's on the ground. Cochran rolling and steaming his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
That's exactly how they drew it up. Drop the ball on the field, pick it up, and then get the touchdown.
Brilliant fumble play call by the offensive staff of Round Rock. You gotta love it. Take it when you can get it, folks. A nice response touchdown by the Dragons after the huge play by Haramuru, getting them into a first and goal situation. Haruki on the field to attempt the extra point. Hayden Nath with the hold. Kick is up. And it is good. 7:47. Nice plain call sign there for you. Remaining here in the first half. Your new score, Round Rock 14, Reagan 21. Nice instant replay right here on the play by Haramuru. I believe he's set up here in the slot, if I'm not mistaken, here on the left side. Gets right over here on the crease, wide open, and cuts right around and off to the races. Almost had the speed to get there. A terrific play by Round Rock. Number 1, that's Bailey Fletcher for Reagan, trying to strip right over the shoulder to see if he can get that ball punched out. But a good job by Haramuru protecting the ball and responsible for getting us 7 points on the board. Reagan with touchdowns on all 3 offensive possessions so far. Round Rock has got to look to get the stop here.
Really, the Dragons defense has not been playing poorly. They have given up a couple of big plays, but like we talked about earlier, for the most part, the Rattlers are just picking up 3, 4, 5 yards at a time.
Kick is away, and Round Rock kind of employing the same method, a punch kick right to about the 24-yard line. That ball's taken by number 23. Number 23 for the Reagan Rattlers. That is Jeter Battles, who had the big reception on the wheel route, almost scoring the touchdown on the earlier possession. Good starting field position for the Rattlers at the 39-yard line.
And just starting to notice the first player I've noticed tonight who's having a little problem with cramps.
We saw it last night in the Westwood game against Austin High School. It will be a battle of attrition perhaps in the second half, making sure these players stay well hydrated. It is hot and warm outside. So first down for Reagan. Again, ball marked at the 39-yard line. 4 seconds on the play clock. Jackson calls for the ball. Keeping the ball rolling out to the right side. Good pursuit, but good moves by Jackson, getting out into the open seam and making something out of nothing. Getting a nice 14, 15-yard gain all the way into Round Rock territory after it looks like it was shut down.
Yeah, some really nice moves by the quarterback. He was able to break some almost tackles by the Dragons, and then finally sort of nudged out of bounds by Walker and Zavari Whitson.
Jackson running for 78 yards last week against Smithson Valley, a state-ranked team. Diamond set by the receivers on the left side. Empty set backfield. Jackson calling for the ball, looking out to the left side. Good penetration, but again, that nice opening up receiver about 15 yards down the field. They are running a pattern here that is opening up a receiver every time they do that diamond formation. That was completed to number 14, Caleb Capuccio, and it is first down again for the Rattlers.
Whoa, that many receivers in one spot, it's tough. You know, you don't necessarily want to put 3 defenders on top of them.
Well, it's tough also because there's always pick plays on that type of stuff, and it's rarely called by the officials. Quick pass out to the left side, and again, looks like a hold by the receiver, but not called at all when you see jerseys getting pulled back. But it's going to be another first down for the Reagan Rattlers into the red zone. Again, like last night, not many penalties being called in this game at all.
It's actually kind of welcome after last week's performance with the Dragons and Weiss. There was quite a bit of laundry on the field last week.
Kidding. Pryor offset to the left side. Gets the ball coming up the middle. Hopping, skipping, rolling all the way down to about the 14, 12-yard line, looks like 13. That's going to be a gain of about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4.
I think hopping, skipping, and rolling is one step before rumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
That would be correct, sir. 2nd down and 4. Pro set formation. 2 receivers left side. Ball is handed off to Pryor again. Up the middle, breaking right through the seam into the end zone for a Reagan touchdown.
Yep, once again, that big Reagan Rattler offensive line was able to open a hole for Pryor to get through. And the Dragon defense, the linebackers were just not there.
Making it look easy.
Yep.
And again, there's all credit goes to Reagan for being a talented program. But it just at this point, it's looking a little bit too easy. Certainly some adjustments are going to have to happen because the passing game and the running game is working in every form and fashion for this Reagan offense. 6:17 remaining here in the opening period. Extra point to come. Capuccio with the hold. And Leos with a low driving kick. But it is no good. It is off to, I guess, the right side. We couldn't quite see it. It is hard to see against this backdrop. So maybe a break there for the Dragons if they can get some stops in. Honestly, what's going to have to happen? They're going to have to get some stops here. They're going to have to get some punts and some turnovers.
Yeah.
Because right now, so far, we've just done nothing to stop them at this point, despite the best effort, from the Dragons. Reagan is just having their way, and they're getting the upper hand on everything.
Absolutely, and we're seeing, so far the Dragons, they've got a little bit of a youth movement going in their defense. They graduated 8 of their starters from last year, and so now they've got 8 new guys filling in and trying to find spots and figure out how things work. And they're going to have to figure out even a little quicker and make something happen.
Well, yeah, 7 juniors starting on defense. It's actually pretty unusual this early in the season for any varsity program like this. What will it spell for the Dragons next year? A pretty veteran-laden, defense coming back. But, they're taking their lumps right now, and hopefully they'll tighten it up and get some opportunities here to perhaps get the ball back and tighten up this game by halftime. Once again, kind of that punching kick taken, looks like by Leonard Moore, rolling out here to the left side to the 30-yard line, out to the 40-yard line, and then taken down. So a solid return and good starting field position for the Dragons.
Mr. Moore took that ball, and I'm pretty sure he decided right away he was not going to fair catch it.
No fair catching for Mr. Moore, the Notre Dame commit. Series starts with Garlington in the backfield at running back. Twin receivers to the left side. Ball is kept by Cochran, rolling out to the right side, passing the ball out into the flat. That's to number 0, Javante Arnold. A good gainer. Actually marked for about a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8. Exactly 6 minutes remaining in the period.
Gain of 2, it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Garlington offset to the left side. Ball kept by Cochran, rolling out on the flat on a nice pass out to the 45, 46, now 48-yard line, and then taken down by number 47.
A couple plays in a row where they flipped the ball out quickly to the sidelines and let the receivers do something out there.
And that's what they're going to have to do. It's going to have to be a perimeter game, and I'm sure Reagan probably knows that's what they need to be watching for right here. So again, 3rd and 2. In previous times, you would expect Round Rock to try to bulldoze their way into a first down right here. But again, that big defensive line for Reagan holding solid and steady. Max protect formation here. Ball is kept by Cochran. No, it's not. Take it back. Nicely faked out on the zone read, but moves Garlington getting down the field for about, good heavens, almost 10 yards to the 43. It'll be a first down for the Dragons. They're going tempo. Triangle formation here. Oh my goodness gracious, that pass was out to Garlington, and it was good for a nice little wheel. Just dropped, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Unable to capitalize there with Moose on that play.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He had it. There's no question, and he would have gotten some yards. Like the play calling. Twin receivers to the right side now. Cochran calling for the ball. Ball's kept by Cochran. Pass out into the flat on the right side, and a good, solid shoestring tackle made by Reagan after about a 1-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
Joaquin Maldonado on the catch out there. Good job hanging on to it when he got tripped up.
Big time play here for the Dragons. Javante Arnold kind of late to the line, out in the slot on the right side. 16 seconds remaining on the play clock. Just over 5 minutes remaining in the half. And now 5 seconds on the play clock. Cochran rolling out, looking, throwing the ball deep to a wide open Hayden Nath at the 20-yard line. Slips through to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Dragons!
Love the moves on Hayden Nath on that. He faked both defenders out of their shoes and just bolted down the sideline for the fantastic touchdown for the Dragons.
There's no quit in this Dragon team and Dragon Nation. What a terrific play, individual effort by Hayden Nath, backup quarterback for the Dragons. And they've got this thing back down to a single score. Mr. Touchdown, ready for the hold on the kick. The ball is down, kick is up. Kai Haruki knocks it right through the middle. Your new score now, the Reagan Rattlers 27 and Round Rock 21, 6-point game. Nice replay here on the pass to Hayden Nath. You can see him right here, number 2 on the near side, creeping in towards the middle. And just does a simple breakout to the left side, and then you've got to like the tuck, the move, and he's into the end zone. What a great play by Hayden Nath. A play he'll never forget. Bringing the Dragons to within a score. And now once again, the key battle here. Can Round Rock stop Reagan?
You got to figure one of these possessions they can, right?
You got to figure. We're having a problem getting that text line number up on the screen for you folks, but you know what, Dragon Nation, you know the number. Many of you do. Let's get a text in here. We'll give some shout-outs to your favorite Dragon players. That's 512-843-5205. I'll call it out to you again. 512-843-5205. Text in your favorite player, who you are, where you're from. We'll give a nice shout-out here before the halftime. Honest to goodness, Kmart, I'm going to tell you right now, we'll see how genius I am. I think the best strategy right here is an onside kick.
Well, you know what?
Catch them off guard.
Last night when we were watching that Westwood game, there was an attempted onside kick for Austin High, and they almost pulled it off.
They did almost pull it off. That would have brought them to within 42, I believe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you tell that part of the story, it becomes slightly less impactful. But
without a doubt. Kick to come. And the kick is just, as we've seen on just about every kick, a nice punch down to about the 21-yard line. Number 23 again for Reagan, taking it and rolling right up the middle. He's got terrific speed. A key player for the Rattlers, Jeter Battles. There is a flag on the play. My goodness gracious, we might get lucky and have a nice flag here at about the 28-yard line. Must have been a hold. So far this season, I would say the Dragons have not been the beneficiaries of a whole lot of penalty advantages, so to speak. Right. I mean, so that's a big play right there. That ball being marked at the 44-yard line, penalty marked off from the 30. So you're talking about a 24-yard penalty in essence. Making that field a bit longer. We'll see if these Round Rock Dragons can get something going. Got a shout out here to Peyton Brumleve. I hope I got that right. You'll have to criticize me if I got it wrong, but that's a varsity band tuba. Dad's watching from home tonight. Love you, man. Go Rock, go band. You know what it is. Go Rock band. We'll have that junior varsity band here at halftime performance. Trip receivers to the left side. Jackson calling for the ball. Handing the ball off to Pryor up the middle and breaking through once again. All the way up 5 yards up the field before he gets really knocked down. A lot of the scrum going on here. Not sure if the ball popped out, but they were acting like it did.
Could also have been someone taking offense at the rather hard tackle there.
Yeah, you don't know what happens in those piles, no question. And I would say it's probably not friendly stuff.
No.
Trip receivers to the left side in a triangle formation. A handoff up the middle again to Pryor. Breaking through up the middle out to the 40-yard line just about. And they do mark it at the 40. It's 1st and 10.
What a great shoestring tackle by number 1, Aiden Walker there. He just averted disaster because without that tackle,
he gone.
He was gone.
He gone. 3:52 remaining here in the period. 1st down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Reagan looking to consume a little clock here. Make sure Round Rock gets nothing back if they do get down the field with the score. Pro set. Twin receivers right side, and Pryor offset to the left, and now to the right. Jackson running out in the flat. Good pursuit by the Dragons, and getting him down and out of bounds for a loss of about 2 yards. And marked now as a loss of 1 to the 39-yard line, so good pursuit by the Dragons. And now a little bit of a hole. We'll see what they do with it. A nice shout out here from Reagan Rattler Nation. It says shout out to Reagan color guard member AJ Dominguez. Have a great halftime performance from Mom and Dad and Aiden watching in San Antonio. We will definitely bring that Rattler band performance here at halftime, so stay tuned for it and watch. Twin receivers to the right side now. Ball is handed off to Pryor up the middle and stuffed by the Dragons. One of their first times of getting a no gain and a very nice knockdown for a very minimal gain back to the original line of scrimmage. And it is a big 3rd down with just about 3 minutes remaining here in the half.
Pryor thought he had a hole, and when he looked up, Will Uribe was right there in front of him.
Probably the best defensive play by the Dragons all night. Big time play coming here. Not going to be surprised to see a wheel route pass, which has had great success in the open side. Twin receivers to the left side. Pryor offset right. Jackson looking up that left side. Good penetration coming. Flushed out of the pocket, Jackson, and he's taken down for a sack at the line of scrimmage.
And that has probably been one of the best possessions for the Dragons defense so far this season. Very nicely done by the defensive line, the linebackers. Excellent work.
First big defensive stop when the game truly has mattered.
It's true.
So far this season, and an opportunity to get right back in it with just more than 10 minutes remaining here in the half. They have 2 timeouts remaining. Nice snap. Kick is coming, and it's a wobbler low, out of bounds. That thing didn't go more than about 20 yards. We'll see where the
2 minutes remaining in the half, not 10.
I apparently don't know how to speak or read, folks. That's my son, Evan Carter. Thank you for the correction, sir. He's the brains of the operation. He runs the show. Got one more shout out. Says, I love Dragon Nation. Shout out to Rock Band, Dragonettes, Rock Cheer, and Dragon Football. And shout out to the coaches, teachers, and staff. That is from Janda Castillo. Thank you, Janda, for that. So first down for the Dragons. Twin receivers to the right side. Hurley offset right. That ball is given to Hurley coming up the left side and gaining out to about the 46-yard line. That's about a 5-yard gain on first down, out of bounds. 1:55 remaining and the clock stops.
Love that text from Mrs. Castillo. She covered all the bases, didn't she? Band, cheer.
She thanked everybody.
Dance, yeah. Parents. Oh, yeah, the football team was in there, too.
It wins the text of the night so far. Twin receivers on the left side, on the short side, and trips on the right. So it's an empty set backfield for Cochran, 2nd and 5. Arnold coming over the middle and now taking the ball up the left side and taken down after about, looks like a 3-yard gain to the 49-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 2. Clock rolling at 1:45.
Good stop by linebacker number 40, Leo Basisi.
One of their star linebackers. Basisi along with Thompson. Big factors in this game so far. Round Rock looking to go tempo. Twins to the right. Ball snapped. Cochran rolling out to the right side. Looks like it's a pitch opportunity. He does pitch it behind him, and it looks like it's going to be out and taken by the Dragons. Fortunate to get back on that ball, or they would have given up terrific field position to Reagan in that instance. But now it's going to be 4th down and too far to go.
I like what they were thinking there, just didn't quite get the execution right.
It would have gotten the first down on just a little bit of a better pitch. The pitch just came slightly late. So now exactly 1 minute remaining here in the first half on a 4th down and 8 and 20 seconds remaining on the play clock. Dragons will certainly take this thing down and call a timeout. Coach Cody Moore right beside the head linesman with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and a timeout called. 38 seconds remaining here in the half. And a missed opportunity. Dragons are certainly going to be kicking themselves on that because it was setting up for them nicely to be able to get down here and perhaps get a touchdown, get a field goal. They do get the second half ball, okay? And so, I mean, you got to look at it as like you know what? We avoided a perilous mistake right there. Didn't give them the plus side of the field. Let's kick it back to them. Let's get them stopped. It's going to be a hard job for Reagan with probably about 30 seconds to try to get down the field and get anything, even, as much success as they've had at this point. So, Round Rock has to feel fairly good about themselves if they can make some defensive adjustments. They've had a pretty good first half.
I will say first they have to finish this first half because, they've given up a couple of big plays. Would want to stay focused here and finish this out real quick.
Yeah, you'd almost have to think, I don't know who will be doing the punt returning here for Reagan, but for heaven's sake, if it's Jeter Battles that's back, and we're going to take a look through the binoculars here. And Lord have mercy, it's Jeter Battles.
He just came on in place of number 1.
He is the most elusive player on the field. I would kick that ball away from that young man. Good snap. Kick coming. Punter gets it off after great pressure. Almost looked like they ran into him, but did not. But no return, no harm, no foul. That ball going out of bounds right about the 35-yard line. And that is where they're marking it. It will be first down for the Rattlers. 31 seconds remaining here in the half.
All right, so can the defense now back up that great defensive stand they had on the last possession? Do it again.
twin receivers to the right side for Reagan, and now trip receivers to the right side. Ball snap, kept by Jackson, pressure coming, throws the ball on a delay down the field, and that was again to the man number 23. Jeter battles. A good pickup on a broken play. Jeter opening up into the flat, getting the ball right at about the 48-yard line.
Yeah, heads up play for him. Just loiter out there in the flat, and Jackson saw him, was able to put the ball on the money.
25 seconds remaining here. One timeout for the Rattlers. Jackson flushed out of the pocket, rolling out to the right side, and coming back up the field, but inbounds, and they say incomplete on the pass. It'll be second down, and the clock is rolling on the play clock and the game clock. Again, there's been a little bit of a struggle up here, seeing some of the officials' markings, and it was hard to hear whether or not there was a whistle on the field as well. So it now says 13 seconds remaining on the game clock. We'll see if there's an adjustment made. Referee is looking towards the press box, marking it up to 16 seconds on the incomplete pass. So 2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line. And play clock rolling now at 20 seconds. Trip receivers to the left side, one ISO to the right. Jackson looking up the left side, not seeing what he wants. Good pressure, but it looks like the line got bottled up. Jackson breaks through up the field, stays on his feet, getting downfield all the way to the 30-yard line, breaking to the outside. Flag on the play back at the 31-yard line. 4 flags on the play. I've never seen anything like that. And the clock at 2 seconds. The clock at 2 seconds with flags on the field at the 31. In fact, there are 5 flags on the field. That's got to be a record. So we'll make sure that's marked down on the statistics for Allen France for a record number of flags on the field in one play. And I don't think this is one single penalty. I think this is multiple penalties.
Well, definitely want to just give credit to the quarterback for being shifty and breaking all those tackles, snaking his way down the field for a really big play. It looks like it's almost certainly going to come back.
Referee to the center of the field has not called what the penalty is, but being marked off now. You got a personal foul. I don't know what that was. It looked like almost they were calling targeting, but I can't say that that's a target unless it was a blindside hit. But he literally punched his hand. I've never seen that before.
I don't recognize that signal.
I guess it was giving him the business, right? That's what it's got to be. That's what it's got to be, giving him the business.
Some confusion from the offense there.
Timeout being called on the field, and it looks like that timeout is being called by Rawk, their final timeout of the half. So again, ball marked back to the 46-yard line. It'll be a tall order to get any points here for the Rattlers, and you have to think that they're going to have several folks downfield playing center field on what might be a lob pass. Look, 2 seconds here right before the half. Again, we've mentioned it before, but we love doing this as part of our broadcast. We will absolutely bring you the halftime festivities here. We know the Reagan Rattler Band is a consistent high performer at the Bands of America competition here in the state and nationally up in Indianapolis. Rawk performs on that same circuit, so 2 good bands here. Rawk will have their junior varsity band doing their opening season performance here. Love seeing the Reagan Band coming up here from so far away and making the effort to come up to this environment, making it special for everybody here and making Friday Night Football what it is. Reagan Rattler Band would have so much respect for what they do. Wishing them the best of luck this season and looking forward to this performance. And along with their drill team, there's just hardly anything better that you're going to see between the Ronald Reagan programs and the Rawk programs tonight.
So, partner, after a little quick research, that penalty was for an illegal blindside block.
Woo! I like giving them the business better. And here we go. Play clock is in motion. Trip receivers to the right side in a triangle formation. Jackson getting flushed out of the pocket and good pressure coming from Rawk, and now he's running up the field, throwing the ball deep into the end zone. Many players down there. Where did it go? It's incomplete. Ball drops to the ground as called by the side judge, and we're at halftime. Folks, we got a barn burner here. It's a good one, and we're excited about it. Reagan Rattlers up 27-21 over the Rawk Dragons. We're going to take a quick commercial break and come back with all the halftime festivities. This is Rawk ISD football presented by Covert Ford.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
There's nothing quite like Central Texas high school football.
Beautiful day to play some football, boys.
Under the lights. Join IHS fans Rick Epstein and Jeff Power each week as they shine the spotlight on area high school football teams, players, and coaches.
Tuesday night, we'll be live at Bush's Chicken in Pflugerville, welcoming Panthers head coach Charles Taylor, plus Andrew Petter from the Georgetown Eagles and wide receiver Adrian Wilson of the Weiss Wolves. Tuesday night, Under the Lights.
Tuesday nights at 8. Only on Talk 1370.
RJAC Pressure Washing, Epoxy and Stain, veteran owned and operated, serving Central Texas. For the last 10 years, residential and commercial services available, here for all your decorative flooring needs. Call us at 512-593-8567. That's 512-593-8567.
Drum majors of the Reagan Band are Eva Garner, Kylie McAdam, Tyler Mullen, and Kate Schumer. Band member of the week is Caleb. The state and national champion Diamond Dancers and Silver Stars are under the direction of Mrs. Alexis Miller. Silver Star officers are Senior Captain Alexandra Holman, Lieutenant Colonel Bailey Woolard, and Colonel Isabel Alba. Silver Star dancers of the week are Alexa Sosa and Lauren Raddick. Diamond Dancer officers are Junior Captain Megan Baldwin, Senior Captain Courtney Holman, Lieutenant Colonel Camila Cardenas, and Colonel J.C. Chapman. Diamond Dancer kicker of the week is Madeline Thompson. The Spirit organization would like to dedicate this evening's performance to all of our amazing Spirit prop hops. Thank you for all of your support, love, and spirit. Please welcome the Ronald Reagan High School Diamond Dancers and Silver Stars as they perform to Conga, played by the amazing Reagan Band.
Have one quick shout out. It says watching the Reagan Rattler Band. We love you, Mac. That's from Augusta, Georgia. Thank you for watching. And here comes the performances. Great performance here by the Reagan drill team. We'll listen to the public address announcer for the Reagan band performance.
The band would like to dedicate their performance to the amazing Reagan High School administration. Thank you for all of the principals and counselors for what you do to help the band, and of course, the most supportive principal in San Antonio, Dr. R. proudly presents the nationally acclaimed Ronald Reagan High School Marching Band.
have it on the Reagan Rattler Band performance. Again, one of the perennial top-ranked bands in the state, a national championship contender and a state championship contender every single year. They'll be performing at the Bands of America Super Regional Contest in San Antonio. Round Rock will be there as well. They'll also almost certainly be at the state championships for the University Interscholastic League, a consistent finalist, a terrific performance, a great band.
Really nice performance by the Rattlers. A great band, great performance. I really like their music. And look forward to good things from those guys as they look forward to their competition season.
While we're waiting on the Dragonettes and the junior varsity band to come out and perform for them, we'll give you a few scores here in the district. Last night, Stony Point taking on Killeen over at Kelly Reeves, losing that contest 48-40, high scoring contest. Westwood, we broadcast that game last night against Austin High down at House Park in Austin. Westwood absolutely rolling over the Austin Maroons 49-7, a really terrific battle there. Also in district, Cedar Ridge taking on Bowie over at the Palace tonight. That is almost at halftime. Bowie leading 17-14. McNeil taking on Pflugerville. That in the second quarter over at the field. 31-14, McNeil leads. Vista Ridge over at Gupton Stadium taking on Georgetown. That one at halftime, 14-2. Wouldn't have had that one on the betting sheet, pal. Also have Vandegrift just rolling over Cedar Park at halftime, 34-3. And the Manor Mustangs taking on San Antonio Cornerstone, a team that Round Rock has taken on before, private school out of San Antonio. Manor with the lead at halftime, 20-7.
That Cornerstone team certainly has been tough before. They've got some great talent there. So a little bit upended there so far.
For you, and we'll listen here just in a moment to the public address announcer, but for you San Antonio Reagan fans, your biggest rival, I believe, is the Johnson Jaguars down in San Antonio. They're losing at halftime to O'Connor, 28-14.
Officers are Major Kate Firth, Major Elaine McDonald, Lieutenant Colonel Sophie Musel, and Colonel Lauren Bradley. Congratulations to the Dragonette of the Week, Reed O'Connell. Congratulations to the Spirit Girl of the Week, Tanishka Gupta. And congratulations to the Officer's Choice of the Week, A.V. Bredoff. Tonight, the Dragonettes will be performing a streamer jazz routine to Bang Bang. Images, Photo House Films, Rudy's, and Cody Pools, Inc. Well, it's halftime, and that means showtime. They have represented Round Rock in Central Texas in competitions and parades across the nation. Often imitated, never duplicated, annually recognized as one of the premier bands in the country, Dragon Band parents and fans, please welcome your band to the field. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Junior varsity members of the week are Woodwind, Emily Bobbitt, Brass, Xander Castle, and Percussion, Gabriela Miono. Varsity marching of the week are Woodwind, Sydney Bentz, Brass, Owen Hackett, Percussion, Laird Chang, and color guard, Chloe Kubeka. Tonight, the Dragon Band Junior Varsity will present the first part of their 2023 show entitled Of Distant Peaks, with music by Robert Sheldon. Ladies and gentlemen, your Round Rock High School Dragon Band.
What a nice performance by the Round Rock High School Junior Varsity performing band. Folks, for those of you that don't know, many of you watched before, what you see on the field right there, those performers, almost entirely freshmen on the field. That's their first time to perform their show. They're going to go to a competition this year out at Vista Ridge. There's no band you're going to find in Central Texas that sends a junior varsity band to competition. The concept here being with the Dragon Band program is they want to develop these young players and not have them sit on the sidelines watching. They want them to perform as freshmen and then advance up into a varsity program. It strengthens the entire process and gives everybody a performing opportunity. Really appreciate the way they do it, and a good job by that junior varsity band. We do actually have a shout out right here that came during halftime, and it's from some of our favorites. Shout out number 76, Luke Miller. That's from Nana and Granddad in Millersville, Pennsylvania. Go Rock. Thank you for that text. We certainly do appreciate it. Folks, about 5 minutes here before the second half begins. We're going to take one more quick commercial break, come right back, a little bit of analysis, get that second half kicking for you. This is Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford.
Visit Mays Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at maysstreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local. The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
If you're looking for a special medical spa to bring out the beauty that's in you, come visit us at Ginger Allure Med Spa. At Ginger Allure, we treat our staff and patients like family. We're here to embrace, enhance, and showcase your natural beauty with a full range of services such as injectables, laser treatments, permanent makeup, microblading, and more. We provide free consultations for all of our services to answer any of your questions. Visit us online at gingerallure.com or give us a call at 512-709-0161. Ginger Allure Med Spa, the classic approach to a new you.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility, and with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good. Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net.
Back at Dragon Stadium, A little bit more than a minute to go before halftime. Team's about to come back out on the field. We do have some halftime statistics. We'll read them off here to you, folks, courtesy of Bob Brinkman, keeping the official stats for us, and also Alan Franz, our public address announcer, handing stuff over to us. Reagan Rattlers in the first half, 14 first downs, rushing 19 rushes for 126 yards, 152 yards passing on 12 of 15 completions, 69 return yards, no fumbles. They had 2 third down conversions on 4 opportunities and 1 fourth down conversion. They also had 1 sack, 1 punt for 19 yards, 2 penalties for 20 yards. Average starting field position for the Rattlers, their own 40, and 12 minutes, 20 seconds in time of possession. Round Rock in the first half doing a really nice job. 7 first downs, 19 rushes for 98 yards, about a 5-yard average. They were 9 of 10 passing for 139 yards with 1 touchdown, 18 return yards, 2 fumbles, but nothing lost. 1 third down conversion out of 5. That's something they're going to want to try and pick up a little bit better. And 1 out of 2 on fourth down conversions. They also had 1 sack, 1 punt for 22 yards, and 1 penalty for 5 yards. In terms of individual stats, rushing for the Reagan Rattlers, Cole Pryor, again with 13 rushes for 91 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half. Brad Jackson at quarterback, 6 rushes for 35 yards and 1 touchdown. For Round Rock, Mason Cochran, 8 rushes for 51 yards and a touchdown. Reggie Hurley, 8 for 33 yards. Moose Garlington, 2 rushes for 11 yards and a touchdown. And Javante Arnold with 1 rush for 3 yards. In the passing game, again, Jackson was 12 of 15 for 152 yards. Cochran, 9 of 10 for 139 yards and 1 reception. For Round Rock, on the receiving end of things, Hayden Nath, 3 receptions, 61 yards and a touchdown. Number 21, Joaquin, sorry about that, folks, Maldonado, 4 catches, it shows, for 12 yards. Mark Karamuru, 1 reception for a big 64 yards. And Javante Arnold, 1 reception for 2. And here we are. It's the start of the third quarter. Glad you're back here with us. Ford and Hurley back deep to receive. They've actually stepped up a little bit here, considering Reagan will not kick it deep, so they're close to about the 15-yard line. Leos with the kick. Punches that kick, and it looks like it's going to come down at about the 20-yard line. That's taken by Moore, coming up the right sideline to the 40, 45, 50, 45, 42-yard line of the Reagan Rattlers, exactly the way you want to start the second half.
Tripped up by number 1, Bailey Fletcher by the Rattlers, but a really great kick return by Leonard Moore.
Had a nice conversation at the half with Alan Franz, again, the public address announcer, and everybody up here in the press box feeling good about what Round Rock has shown here in the second game, and they have to feel good about some improvements they've made. We'll see what adjustments they're going to be able to make and see if they can get in the end zone and get their first lead of the season. I formation. Twin receiver set, both sides, and Hurley offset now to the left. Ball is kept by Cochran, rolling out to the left side. Reagan in pursuit. Getting down to about the 39-yard line, a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Nice little keeper there by Mason Cochran. Joaquin Maldonado threw a little block on the far side so he could pick up a couple extra yards around the corner.
Always fun in the second half of a ball game. Both the bands going nuts, the drum lines. School spirit, gotta love high school football in Texas. 2nd down and 7. Cochran calling for the ball. Keeping the ball, throwing the ball after getting great pressure. Amazing he got the ball away in an attempted pass, number 21. That was Joaquin Maldonado. It will be 3rd and 7.
An attempt to reward Maldonado perhaps for the great block on the previous play. Didn't quite work out there.
Haramuru coming off on the sideline, looked like a little bit of cramping. So out for this play. 10 seconds on the play clock, and still signaling in the play that they want. 5 seconds on the play clock. 3, 2, 1, and a timeout called on the sideline. And lucky doing, because it would have been a delay of game penalty coming.
Just took a little too long to get that play in from the sideline.
We'll see if that timeout being burned right there can come up important in ball games when you have something like that happen. But again, not getting the penalty was the goal and objective right there, and see if Round Rock can get something drawn up here with the ball at the 39. in positive field territory, not wanting to waste that kick return by Leonard Moore.
Mortgage guy Freddie. Party Monkey Rentals. Our MVP level sponsors. Copy Global Disaster Solutions.
Once again, that text line, 512-843-5205. 512-843-5205. Love to hear from you. Give us a shout out, and we'll give the shout out to your favorite players. Back in action, and the referee has signaled the play clock back in motion. Now Hurley offset left of Cochran. Ball snapped, and a delayed handoff to Hurley up the right side, and absolutely nothing doing. Taken down for a solid 2-yard loss by the Rattlers, and it's 3 and out for the Dragons, and they're going to have to punt.
Looks like the Dragons offense did not learn their lesson from the first half there. The slow developing play did not get outside quick enough.
Exactly my thought. It's just too slow, and they're too fast on the defense and too big on the defense, stretching it out, and nothing gained. So Round Rock with the offense still on the field, but almost certainly Cochran's going to take a step back and do a quick kick, as he's done so many times. 7 seconds remaining on the play clock. Ball is snapped, kick is away, and a good wobbler going downfield to the 10, to the 5, to the 3, into the end zone. Just could not quite catch up with it, but a great concept on the play. The touchback ball will be marked at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Rattlers. 10:23 remaining in the third quarter.
Took a really big bounce for the Dragons and just was running away from the coverage man trying to get down there and touch the ball down, but he couldn't quite catch up to it.
Just a bit unlucky. Play clock in motion. Jackson and Pryor back out on the field. Jackson at quarterback. Pryor offset to the right side. Ball is snapped, and Jackson rolling out to the right side, seeing if he can get something, but good pursuit by the Dragons. And a gain perhaps of about 2 yards or 1 out to about the 22, 2nd and 8.
Dragons doing a good job on that play of staying home and letting Jackson come to them. And they wrapped him up before he could do any serious damage.
Trip receivers to the left side. Jackson handing the ball off in the backfield and stuffed for a solid 5-yard loss. Absolutely nothing doing, and that's an adjustment on the defense right there, pal.
Great play by Asher Chang on that. Yes, absolutely.
5-yard loss. It is now 3rd and 12. Deepest hole that the Rattlers have been in all night on the 3rd down. Both defenses stepping up nicely here in the 3rd quarter. Trip receivers left side, ISO on the right. And a delayed draw by Jackson, rolling up the middle, spinning around and sliding down, but taken down well short of the 1st down at about the 26, 27-yard line. Reagan's going to have to punt. Good job, Dragons.
It was a good effort by Jackson. He just couldn't quite get the yards he needed for the 1st down. The Dragons defense did a good job of staying there and not letting him get behind him.
Was not expecting that play call. And Jackson, again, has proven that he can run the ball, no question. So punt coming again by the Rattlers. 8:48 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Leonard Moore back deep at about the 37-yard line to receive the punt. The last punt for Reagan going only 19 yards. Kick is away, a low line drive, bouncer, and Moore just lets it go, doesn't want it to take a weird hop, and it's down to the 32-yard line. For about a 30-yard punt, it'll be 1st down for the Dragons.
For just a split second, it looked like the return man, Leonard Moore, was going to think about fielding that ball, but stepped aside. Discretion being the better part of valor in that situation.
That's what I call color analysis there, folks. Play clock in motion. 1st and 10 Dragons. Twins to the left. Arnold coming in motion, and Hurley taking the ball up the middle, grinding out to about the 37-yard line. A nice 5-yard pickup on 1st down.
Moose Garlington on the run there.
My bad, folks.
Yeah. the crowd was letting you know it was definitely Moose.
And I thought they were booing. Good to see Haramuru back out on the field. Setting up here on the near side with twin receivers on the right. And Garlington now offset to the right as well. Cochran keeping the ball, looking deep, not seeing what he wants, and throws the ball, throws it deep, throws it out of bounds. And it'll be third down for the Dragons.
Not leaving anything up for question there. Definitely well out of play.
And a quarterback that understands what you can do and when you can throw the ball away. He gets it past the line of scrimmage. He's out of the pocket. Save it for the next play.
Yeah, with this being his third year as a starter, he should know just about everything.
Again, twin receivers to the right side. Garlington setting up in a protection format. Cochran keeps the ball, rolling out left, flag on the play, and gets upfield and gets the first down. Another flag late. We will see what they are. First flag looking like it's in the territory of holding thrown by the umpire. And perhaps another hold on the perimeter. Some Dragons seem to be indicating it's offsetting.
I think there's a chance here for a late hit out of bounds.
All right, partner. If that's the case, they may mark off both penalties. We'll see the referee is in motion right here. Holding, again, the call on the offense. That penalty declined. Personal foul, chop block on the offense. Out on the perimeter. That's a 15-yard mark off, not what the doctor ordered.
That's unfortunate. The first big penalty on the Dragons tonight.
Shout out here says Jeremy S. Congrats for joining the Rock Band again. Knock the rust off your trombone and get back out there. Proud of you. Go Rock. That's from Jay and Saul. Thank you for the text. I love that. Got to be a good story behind that one. So a big old 15-yard mark off. It's now 3rd and 20. 3rd and a mile. Just got to dial up something here not to have a disaster of a play. Ball is handed off, coming up the right side to the Moose, getting out to the 25-yard line. So a gain of about 3 or 4 and nothing more, and it'll be punt time for the Dragons. 3 series in a row here, 3 punts.
Rattlers sniffed that one out, and Cole Higbee was able to wrap up Garlington.
And admittedly, a smart play. There's no reason to try to go for the home run ball here. Again, live another day. Jeter battles back deep to receive. Good pressure coming from Reagan, but a nice punt and a fair catch called at the 45-yard line. A punt of 30 yards. It'll be first down for the Rattlers right at the 45.
All right, Dragons defense.
Well, they've done it a couple times. They found a little momentum, and again, I think we know it. They've got to get them behind the sticks, at least on a play, to get things falling in their favor. But I do feel like they're doing a pretty good job. They look pretty fresh out on the field. We'll see if they can hold them again. After a big offensive blowout in the first half, a nice defensive stand by both teams here in the second. 6:34 remaining in the quarter. Twin receiver set to the left side. Pryor offset left. Ball is handed off to Pryor through the gap, up the middle on the left side, and taken it down by Moore after a 10-yard gain. It'll be first down.
Moore with the tackle and Aiden Walker with the initial contact to bring him down.
Pryor is absolutely a special player.
Yeah, he saw a great big hole there around the left side. The defensive end got a little wide on that and left a big hole for him to get through, and he took advantage.
A shout out here to Dragon Ian Cam from McAllen, Texas. With a love you. Don't know who it is, but we know that he's loved. First down and 10. Jackson calling for the ball, handing it off again to Pryor. And a whole bunch of traffic up the middle, but nothing more than about a yard. And it is marked at the 44. It'll be 2nd and 9. Good job, Dragons. Somebody in McAllen, Texas loves Ian Camp.
It's a good start.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
Twin receivers to the right side now. And Pryor offset to the right of Jackson on 2nd and 9, 5:29 remaining, clock running. Ball's handed off again to Pryor, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Terrific tackle. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Asher Chang was just all over him there. Great speed down the line. He got behind the line of scrimmage and was able to scoot down and wrap him up.
You can tell this team is feeling good about themselves, that they're doing some things right, that they're seeing some schemes correctly, they're breaking through some gaps. Really, really impressed by the improvements by the Dragons here this week in this ball game, making it a solid fight. So big 3rd down here, again under 5 minutes now in the 3rd quarter. Dragons kind of going with the jumbo formation, single receiver out to the right side. Jackson rolling out to the right side, getting pressured, throwing the ball deep, and the ball is overthrown. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down. 2 stops by the defenses in a row. Very impressed by both efforts here, and the Dragons absolutely rising to the occasion.
Yeah, great play by the defense there to sort of stem the tide and block them up, hold them up so they can't get anything done.
Nobody back deep to receive. Round Rock is not buying that this is going to be a punt. They're crept up towards the line and willing to let this thing go. Ball is back, kick is away. And again, nobody back to receive it. Ball drops at about the 19-yard line, backs up to about the 20. And the 19 looks like where they will mark it, or the 18, or the 17.
Or the 16. I really did not see.
Well, I know I didn't see that.
Yeah.
And we were closer to it than that official was, but no harm, no foul. Round Rock with a good defensive stand, taking over the ball with 4:31 now remaining. Let's see if Round Rock can get it down the field. Hurley back out on the field now at running back, setting up in the tail I formation. And a twin receiver set on the left side. Cochran calling for the ball, keeping it, looking out to the left side, and a good pass, but thrown just behind the receiver Haramuru and dropped incomplete, 2nd down.
Haramuru got his hands on the ball, but he was falling to the turf and sort of landed on the ball, wasn't able to wrap it up.
A little unfortunate, I mean, because the play was there. If he hits him in stride, I mean, Haramuru is going to get a little bit of yardage on that thing. So incomplete on 1st down. Now Twins to the right side on the short side. And Hurley offset left. And Hurley getting the ball, coming up the right side and getting good yardage out to the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 8 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 2.
Hard fought yards too, though.
Man, I thought that was bunched up. I mean, credit to Hurley seeing the slot in the lane and really racing out to that 8 yards. And here's some players coming onto the field. The offense said this is going to be something, folks.
It's a new version of the jumbo.
It's big boy football. Who's that came out on the field? Number 8, I saw.
Justin Lee.
Justin Lee coming out on the field, and then probably yet another. We'll see if they do anything with it. Rolling out on a pitch play out here on the right side, up to the 27, 30-yard line. Hurley hit out of bounds. It should have been a flag, and it is. Big time play for the Dragons, getting to the 32-yard line, and another 15 will be marched off out to the 47. Love that they have the big boy play in there, and I love that they put it out on the perimeter.
I think the other part of the jumbo package was Ian Camp. So Justin Lee and Ian Camp will have to watch that for the next time. But so far, the Dragons are 1 for 1.
Well, I think Ian Camp did such a wonderful job because, again, somebody in McAllen, Texas loves Ian Camp.
Yeah.
I love that.
Keep them coming, folks.
Keep them coming. Send in those texts. Again, 3:42 now remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Twin receivers set both sides. Cochran looking deep downfield, not seeing what he wants. Almost taken down on by his neck. Would have been a horse collar, but he worked his way out of it, loses 5 yards back to the 40-yard line. It will be second down, 15.
Good tackle by Kennedy Ozuwalu for the Rattlers to bring him down. But, Cochran was spun around by the shoulder pads every which way but loose. And luckily hopped up uninjured.
So big loss on first down. See if Round Rock can get some of it back right here. Twin receiver set left side. Cochran looking deep again. Good penetration, but a gadget short pass. And linebacker taking him down. That was Hurley on the short pass. I believe that's number 42, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
For the Rattlers, and that is Jet Thompson. Again, one of their star linebackers. And no gain on the play. It'll be third down.
Thompson saw that play developing and shot downfield like a missile.
Yeah, it was funny. He stood out on an island. There was so much penetration coming, but he stood there. He saw what was coming. So it's smart football again by the young man. Third down, 15. Clock rolling, just under 2:30 remaining in the quarter. And twin receivers both sides. And Hurley now offset to the right. Very close to a delay of game, but not called. Cochran now looking, seeing he can find something, throws it out in the flat, and it's caught by Javante Arnold. Up the middle to the 35, to the 30, to the 28. And a big-time play for Round Rock on, again, what could have been a delay of game call that was not called by the officials. The clock was at 0. We saw it. Round Rock again with a big first down, going tempo. Cochran handing the ball off on the right side and taking it down the right side to the 12, to the 17-yard line. Reggie Hurley, and Round Rock has got something going.
That previous play, Cochran just bobbing and weaving, trying to make something happen with his feet until he bought some time and delivered the ball out to Arnold, who's able to get the big gain down the sideline.
Marked out at the 21, so now 2nd and 2. Cochran handing the ball off. That's the Moose going up the middle to the 20, looking for a seam, but then stopped dead in his tracks after a 1-yard gain, and it is going to be third down and about half a yard.
Very close to the first down.
And boy, you're in 4-down territory. What do you do here? Do you bring in the big boy package? What do you do? And
that's exactly what they're doing. They're mixing up a little bit. That's Ian Camp and number 11, Mark Haramuru.
Coming off, but again, number 8 coming onto the field. That, of course, is Justin Lee. We'll see what they do. Just over a minute remaining here in the quarter. Sitting up in a tight bunch formation. Pushing, grinding, seeing if they can get the yard. And it looks like the officials have marked it for a 1-yard gain.
Being very deliberate with the call, but it looks like they did mark him far enough forward.
It would seem from here, if they've marked it at the line, it's going to be a first down. Looking at the line judge on this side and the side judge, the referee in the middle at this point. Nothing called, but it looks like it's a first down.
There it is. Good effort by the Dragons, and 2 for 2 in the jumbo package. There we go.
Clock now rolling, 45 seconds remaining here in the quarter. A full house backfield. Ball is kept. No, it's not. It was given to Moose Garlington. And getting back to the line of scrimmage, no gain. It'll be second down. There is a timeout on the field for an injury. It is Garlington that is on the field. Looks like it may be a cramp-related issue, just like we've seen several of these players going through it. In the meantime, we'll take a look at some of the scores here in the area and see if we've got some updates for you. Liberty Hill taking on Hutto. Halftime, 47-36 in that game. Jeez. Let's see if we don't have some updated scores here.
And Moose is up, walking off the field under his own power. A little gingerly, but making his own way.
Definitely the look of somebody that is just a little cramped up. Bowie still leading Cedar Ridge now in the third quarter, 17-14. And McNeil now up on Pflugerville, 38-14.
Go McNeil.
Second down and 10. Oh, the ball's on the ground. Cochran, I think that was Hurley actually that picked that thing up. Not sure what happened, but the exchange was definitely awkward. 5 seconds, 4 seconds remaining in the quarter. And it will run the timeout on the quarter. No scoring in this quarter at all. Pretty shocking after the first half. Folks, your score remains 27-21. Reagan leading Round Rock. As we head to the fourth quarter, we're going to take a quick commercial break. This is Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford.
I've always wanted an EV, but until I saw the sleek Ford Mach-E, I didn't know just how exhilarating it could be to drive one. The Mach-E is the perfect balance between power and utility. And with features like adaptive cruise control, in-dash entertainment screen, and lane monitoring, my daily commute to training is effortless. If you're looking to make the move to the Mach-E, visit Covert Ford in Austin, where you'll become part of the family. CovertFord.com.
Back at Dragon Stadium on a cool, crisp autumn night. Yeah, I'm kidding you, folks. On a nice, warm, late summer evening here in Dragon Stadium, a barn burner of a game we've had, no question about that. And a big third down opportunity here for the Dragons. You cannot have a big mistake because they do have a good enough kicker to get the field goal here if necessary. If they don't gain a yard and stay right where they are, it would be about a 38-yard attempt. Round Rock will try to pick up the first down here again, third down and 12. Twin receivers, both sides. And now Hurley coming back to the middle. And it looks like an option play out to the right side. Cochran looking for something, but not finding much room and taken down completely for a very short gain down to the 19-yard line. And it will be fourth down. And the Dragons have a decision to make.
Once again, trying that little option play, and chose to hold on to the ball that time, but carried out of bounds for a short gain.
Young man for the Rattlers looks like he's down again. It's the whole situation of just those cramping muscles and dehydration on a hot, hot evening. Let's see if we can bring you a few more scores here, folks. Vista Ridge taking on Georgetown up at Gupton Stadium. That'll be the final game of the season for Round Rock. Vista Ridge up on Georgetown 28-9. In the third quarter, now late in the third quarter, Vandegrift calling off the dogs, if you will, or calling off the snakes against Cedar Park, but it is remaining 34-3 in that contest. Down in Austin, Anderson Trojans, my better half, an Anderson graduate, up on Rouse right now, 21-20, shocking in the third quarter. Anderson off to a good start this season. Eastview taking on Copperas Cove, up 17-14. Westlake down in Austin, taking on the Converse Judson Rockets. That one at halftime, 17-0. And the Taylor Ducks out east, up on Rockdale, 10-0. So out on the field comes the offense. So they're electing to try to pick up the first down here or pick up something. I would not be surprised to see if they go with a Boise play here, folks. They were trying it earlier in practices. We'll see what happens. Cochran looking over the middle, throwing the ball deep down to the end zone, almost caught, but well covered, and a flag. Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. I don't know what it was. I did not think it was interference, but the back judge deciding to throw a flag on the play, an injury on the play as well for the intended receiver. And trainers taking a look at what's happening. We'll sit here and see what the call is, but I am shocked by that call. I thought it was well defended by Reagan, just calling it the way we saw it.
Well, definitely the Dragons offense back at the line of scrimmage were all signaling they thought there should have been a flag on the play.
Or a hold, perhaps.
Yeah.
The officials over on the far side of the field talking it over a bit. And they broke up their conference, if you will. And the referee now coming up towards the center of the field and calling pass interference, it appears, on the defense. Goodness gracious me. What a break for the Dragons.
Yeah, fresh set of downs.
And I believe that's a 15-yard penalty, regardless of spot, and it is. So that is marked down to the 5-yard line. It's going to be first and goal. The intended receiver there that was down on the ground, Hayden Nath. But he is up on his feet, making his way back here to the sideline with the trainers unassisted. Look like he's fine. He may have just gotten rolled up on a little bit, but looks like he's in good shape. He'll have to come off for a play, but a great break for the Dragons here. 11:06 remaining here in the ball game.
And a big chance to equalize the score here, or possibly take the lead.
Well, Dragons with 2 big breaks on this drive. Again, we thought they were going to have a delay of game penalty, not called on them, and then this one right here. And again, Coach Cody Moore, I talked to him earlier this week. There were some things last week that we thought should have been some penalties on, but he made it clear you can't leave it up to the officials. I think the Reagan team would think the same way. You don't put it in the officials' hands, okay? You got to win the game. It's as simple as that. You got to shake that off and go. And Round Rock with the great break. First and goal from about the 4-yard line. Hurley offset left of Cochran. Cochran keeping the ball, rolling up the middle and getting down to the goal line. And folks, he's in the end zone for a Dragon touchdown.
Number 40 for the Rattlers, Leo Basisi, had Cochran wrapped up, just couldn't bring him down before he was able to bull his way into the end zone.
Tying the score with the extra point to come. The biggest ovation of the season we've heard in this stadium. You've got some excited folks in Dragon Nation, and a big deal getting the score with the extra point to come by Kai Haruki. 10:59 remaining in the ball game.
And a good sign that Hayden Nath's all right. He's out there to hold on the extra point.
A little confusion on the hold right here. Hayden Nath kind of looking over towards the sideline. Ball is snapped, kick is up. Now it is through the uprights. Your Dragons with their first lead of the season at 28-27. Player down on
I think that's Nath again.
It does look like it may be Nath. I don't know if somebody ran into him or what exactly happened, but bottom line is that kick is good. Your score again now, Round Rock up 28-27.
You know, I'm wondering if he was not feeling too great going out there holding the ball, and that's why we were seeing some hesitation from him. And if so, props to him for being able to field the snap and get it down, get the laces out, and get it for the kicker, because it's clear he wasn't feeling too great out there.
And you know, there's something that he could have done in that situation. And again, if that being the case, or if he just didn't feel right, just lay down, just fall down, show that you're injured. Okay, the officials will call a timeout in that situation, but hopefully Hayden is doing okay. Again, the trainer's tending to him. Look like he's going to be fine. They've got him up on his feet and walking on his own. Young man is quite the warrior. We always enjoy seeing him play, and he always puts in full effort, and he certainly has here this evening, no question about it. But again, walking off the sidelines on his own power. Folks, Dragon Nation, text in to us again. We're not able to put that phone number up on the screen for you through a few technical difficulties here tonight, but do text us. Let us know what you're excited about, which players you're rooting for and cheering for. 512-843-5205. Once again, that text line number, 512-843-5205. Let us hear from you, where you're from. Let's hear from Dragon Nation, wherever you may be. Kickoff to come by Gibson Granger, the junior. And the one we'll be watching for is Jeter Battles, number 23. Back to deep receive on the right side. Kick comes and it's high and deep and it's going to make its way down towards the end zone. It doesn't. Makes it out of bounds. It's a procedure penalty. It'll set the ball at the 30-yard line for the Rattlers. Good starting field position.
Unfortunate penalty there. Sweet Caroline.
Come on, everybody. You know the song. Sing along. Evan Carter loves this song. He played it 72 times in the Rose Bowl parade back in 2014.
No comment.
What an awesome experience. So on the procedure penalty, strangely, Reagan electing to make Round Rock kick the ball off again, so they're going to push it back to the 35-yard line, thinking that perhaps they can get more of an advantage here and try to create better field position. We'll see if it pays off for them. So again, they would have had the ball starting at the 30.
Little last-minute coaching there for coaches talking to Gibson Granger as he lines up for the kick. I would imagine the instructions were pretty much kick it as far as you can.
I like the way you think, partner. Text in here from San Antonio. Love the Reagan Band show tonight. Green Fire, go Reagan Band. That's from Daniel and Mandy Allen in San Antonio. Kick coming. And the kick is a wobbler, a little bit low. And out of bounds on a procedure kick again. So they're probably going to, once again, push them back and make them kick it one more time. I would not be shocked by that.
I'm actually a little shocked there. To me, it looked like that ball hit one of the Reagan players before going out of bounds, in which case it should not be a procedure penalty.
But the officials on the field, I'm sure that they saw it far better than we could have. So kick is coming again, and it will now be from the 30-yard line. A lot of Reagan folks here texting in. We'll give you the shout-outs, no question about that. It says shout-out to Miles Dome. That's the offensive coordinator. I hope I got that name right. Offensive coordinator for Reagan. And great commentating, too. Thank you, guys. We will certainly appreciate that text in here. No better atmosphere here, again, than Reagan and Round Rock. This is the last game in the series for the 2-year period. I hope they pick it up again, because this is just a rivalry that I think should last for all time. It's a really good matchup between these two schools. And one more says, let's go Reagan. The Rattler Ranch is watching. Thank you for that text. So kickoff number 3. We'll see if we get something on this one, folks. Kick coming high and deep, angling off to the left side, taking it about the 8-yard line. And up the seam, a nice run back out to about the 36-yard line. So again, all things considered, it was 10 yards in penalties, and the position is about 10 yards further than it would have been on a basic touchback. So Reagan starting with the ball at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10.
All in all, it worked out in the Rattlers' favor, but that was an awful lot of work for those 10 yards.
Nice text in here. Shout out to Kate Firth on the Round Rock dance team from the Mallories in San Antonio, but have to say go Rattlers, though. Well, there you go. Thank you for the text and the shout out. So first down, Rattlers again at the 36-yard line. Jackson offset to the left side by Pryor. Jackson keeping the ball on a quick pass out to the perimeter, bouncing up in the air. Fortunate that it was not intercepted.
Well, it bounced off his hands. I don't know if the camera picked it up. It hit him on the back of the helmet before falling to the ground, and there were a couple of Dragons that were closing in to possibly scoop it up. But it was incomplete.
Pass was on target, just bobbled. Trip receivers triangle on the left side. Jackson looking up the middle, trying to find some running room, getting good pursuit by the Dragons out to the perimeter, out to the sideline, gaining only about 2 yards perhaps. Marked about a yard up the field, it looks like, and so it'll be 3rd down and 9, and a big play coming here for both teams.
Excellent side-to-side pursuit by the Dragons defense, keeping their heads up and seeing the blocks coming, able to jog around them and make the play on the sideline.
Dragon Nation rising up. Crowd making all the noise they can, shaking the press box. Single receiver set on both sides. Ball is kept by Jackson, looking up the left side, throwing the ball deep to an open receiver at the 50-yard line, down the sideline to the 38. And a holding call is thrown late but it absolutely happened. Number 70 on the offensive line totally took down number 90 for the Dragons. That's Christian Williams, but it was a hold, no question about it, and a 10-yard mark-off is happening, and that hold did not have to happen. Totally inconsequential to the play.
Well, to be honest, those two have been going at it all game. There have been a few of those that look like they could have been called holding, but the officials chose not to, have chosen not to before. But this time, it looks like it was just too much.
Well, I don't know whether it was a hold or whether it's a personal foul. I know what they're talking about right now. They're asking the question of whether or not that's a post play, if you will, if that was a dead ball play after the play. And sure enough, they're calling it a dead ball personal foul. So I believe they're going to mark it from down the field, and they are. So it's going to be a first down for the Rattlers, but instead of having the ball on the 40-yard line or the 39-yard line of Round Rock, they're going to have the ball on the 46-yard line, but it is a first down because it is basically a after-the-fact play. The first down was gained. They move it back. It's 1st and 10.
I'm sure the coaching staff is very disappointed in that.
Oh, guaranteed. Text in, go Rock, good luck tonight, go Seniors. That's the alumni class of 92. Trip receiver stack on the left side. Empty backfield. Looking out to the left side. Now Jackson trying to roll out here to the sideline, getting some yardage, and then getting knocked out of bounds right at midfield. A gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
The entire defense pursuing him to the sideline, but Zavari Whitson was there to take him out at the very end.
One more text. Way to go, Round Rock Dragons. That's from Caldwell, Texas. Thank you for that text. 10:24 on the clock. Clock stopped on 2nd down and actually marked back at the 49, so it's 2nd and 7. Twin receivers on the left side. Now Pryor offset to the left. Quick pass on a slant going out on the left perimeter and gaining the first down is the Rattlers.
Good tackle by Justin Lee following the receiver out there in coverage.
As a delayed snap, it's going to be a false start. Center didn't get the snap call, it looks like, because several players on the offense jumped. He did not hear in the huddle on 2-on-2. Clock rolling right at 10 minutes here left in this ball game. Exciting contest between the Rattlers and the Dragons. Ball kept by Jackson, rolling out on the left side, looking for something and not getting anything and knocked out of bounds. No flags thrown. The coaches on the sideline trying to get him to throw a flag, but there really was nothing there. He was just pushed out of bounds right on the perimeter. Totally fair play. Back to the 50-yard line, so it's going to be a loss of a couple of yards. It's now 2nd and 17.
Looks like that was number 35, Barris Owens, on the pursuit and forcing him out of bounds on the far sideline. Great play.
Twin receivers right side on the strong side, and Pryor offset to the left of Jackson. Low snap, Jackson looking for something, rolling out to the left side, looking deep, not finding what he wants and not getting it, and throws the ball deep, but absolutely nothing doing. He catches that ball out of bounds. Or they're calling it a catch. Unreal. Amazing catch.
Unbelievable.
Amazing catch. Hard for us to tell from here. It's so far across the field. But the official right on top of it, it certainly must have been a catch. So a big first down and a huge gain for Reagan. Down to the 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Trip receiver stack on the left side on the perimeter. Jackson looking and now running the ball up a seam through the middle and taken down just beyond the line of scrimmage.
Christian Burton on the tackle there, bringing him down after a short gain.
Again, Tyler Hurst and Christian Williams both having some after-the-fact words with each other. They're definitely into the ball game. Clock rolling just under 9 minutes. Now 10 seconds remaining on the play clock. Twin receivers on the right side. Ball handed off to Pryor up the middle, gaining all the way to the 15-yard line, down to the 14. It should be enough for the first down. And the sticks are moving. First down, Rattlers.
Pryor is a fantastic, fantastic running back.
Text in, go Dragons. I love the iHSFAN Webcast Network. That's from some guy named Rick.
Ah, that guy.
Rick Epstein, chairman of the board of iHSFAN. Thank you, Rick. Exciting game. Wish you were here in the box with us. 8 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. First down. Jackson rolling out to the left side to the perimeter and getting pursued nicely, but gets down to about the 9-yard line and marked at the 8. A gain of about 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. And if Reagan gets into the end zone here, almost certainly going for 2
You would
on
have
the conversion.
To think. Yeah, you'd have to think.
So marked as a 7-yard gain down to the 7-yard line, so it will be 2nd and 3. Single receiver set both sides. Pryor offset to the left. Jackson looking, getting pursued deep in the hole, but throws the ball out of bounds and throws it away. Incomplete. And it will be 3rd down. And a big 3rd down play right here, brother. I got to think this is Pryor all the way.
Yeah, it'd be an excellent call. I'm watching Coach Moore down there. He is very animated, trying to get the attention of his guys to explain something he's seeing.
Nice text in here again from San Antonio. Go Reagan. Much love to the Reagan Color Guard seniors of 2024. Thank you for that.
A little bit of confusion for the Rattlers getting the play in.
So big time play here. 5 seconds remaining on the play clock. Ball snap, handed off to Pryor up the middle, and a lot of pressure, but it looks like he's got enough to get down to about the 2-yard line and a first down and goal for the Rattlers.
You sure called it for Pryor, and why not?
And a text in for Cole Pryor from his cousin in Bradenton, Florida. That's from Clyde Bryant. Thank you for that text. A lot of San Antonio Reagan Rattler fans watching our broadcast. We're glad to have you here, glad to bring it to you. Clock rolling at about 7 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the ball game. 1st and goal. Jackson hands the ball off to Pryor into the end zone. Touchdown, Reagan Rattlers.
They definitely made that drive look good. It's their best drive of the second half, to be sure.
So again, as anticipated, there's going to be a 2-point conversion attempt right here, and I expect them to go right back to the play they just had.
Yeah.
Pryor's a terrific runner. Two seconds, 1 second on the play clock, and a timeout called by Reagan so they can get the right play in. You can't really see it from where we are, but in the distance, and especially those of you all from San Antonio have never been up here, in the distance behind the stadium, iconic Round Rock water tower. It is lit up in neon. It's a really cool look for the city, and it definitely a landmark for the city. And offset to the right side of that tower, a blood red moon coming up over the horizon.
There
Almost
you go.
looks like Halloween, a harvest moon. Quite a scene here, and it's been a terrific night for both schools, and both of these teams and the bands, programs, drill teams, cheerleaders have done themselves proud. There is no better atmosphere that I've seen in quite some time than this ball game right here.
Well, it certainly turned out to be a great one. It was a little bit in question at the beginning, very lopsided at the beginning, but Dragons have clawed back. It's been a hard-fought game, very competitive.
I think they found their identity. I think they found who they are, and the victory is what they want, but finding your identity and knowing who you are man, that's going to last you the season and definitely lead to some success down the road, and perhaps here in this ball game as well. So, play call is in. The referee signaling the play. Clock in motion. Jackson handing the ball off on an end around and a throwback that's coming deep, trying to get in the end zone, and nothing doing, throwing the ball late, and it's intercepted in the end zone, but the conversion is no good. Your score stands at 33-28. Round Rock with the opportunity to come back and perhaps take the lead.
Just outstanding coverage by the Dragons defense in pursuit of the would-be thrower.
We think we got a penalty on the play, though. We'll see what it is. Hard to imagine what this could possibly be. That play drug out so long.
Well, I would expect
they are calling
holding
it against Round Rock, it looks like.
That surprises me.
Offside against Round Rock. You have got to be kidding me. Wow. Well, you talk about some big plays that went towards Round Rock on that previous series. Reagan could not have asked for a bigger one. I don't know why they went for the razzle-dazzle there, to be honest with you. There's no point in it. They've got a terrific running back that can get the yards. So ball marked at now the 1.5-yard line. We'll see if Round Rock can pull out some magic again. Dragon Nation rattling the foundation of the stadium. Pryor offset to the right side. Jackson not seeing what he wants, but gets into the end zone, it appears.
If he held on, I was going to say if he held on to that ball, he took a big hit.
My goodness gracious. Give credit to Round Rock for almost stopping that thing. And again, I'm not sure why Pryor's not getting the ball in that situation. Yeah. I'm really surprised. Nonetheless, a 2-point conversion there for the Reagan Rattlers, now setting the score at 35-28.
All right, so now we get to see what the Dragons can answer with. 7 minutes to go, 7:35.
.734 remaining here in the ball game. Fourth quarter, Bowie and Cedar Ridge now tied up at 17. McNeil leading in the fourth quarter 44-21 over Pflugerville. And Vista Ridge still over Georgetown 28-17 late in the fourth quarter. Once again, kind of a punch kick, fair catch called right at about the 27-yard line. And Round Rock will take over, 1st and 10.
I believe that was Hank Apple on the reception.
So marked at the 26, 1st and 10. And you have to think it's 4-down territory no matter where you are on the field now, right?
Absolutely.
The game in the balance. Single set receiver far to the right side, twins to the left. Javonte Arnold in motion to the right. Cochran calling for the ball and running it here up the left side, getting out to the 34-yard line. That's a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Nice little play design there. The man in motion dragging a defender out from the area where Cochran wanted to run.
Twins both sides. Ball is kept, and now it's handed off to Hurley, getting out to about the 37-yard line. But it will be a 1st down for Round Rock.
There is a little bit Rattler defender slow to get up.
And a timeout called. He's on his feet, but they tell him to go ahead and go down, make sure that he stays okay. Clock stops at 7:09 with a new 1st down. Again, the ball marked at about the 38-yard line. Trainers for Round Rock and for Reagan, both tending to the young man. But he's sitting upright. We're just making sure that he's in good shape.
Trying to stretch him out a little bit.
Down in Austin, Westlake, again taking on Converse Judson. Late in the third quarter, 31 to nothing immediately right there. 31 to nothing over Converse Judson. Westlake doing what it does so well. Taylor Ducks now up 17 to nothing over Rockdale in the Battle of East Williamson County. Elgin taking on Aikens out of Austin, the Aikens Eagles. That scored 35 to nothing in Elgin. Manor halftime score hasn't been updated yet, but with Cornerstone 27-26. A lot of good contests out there this evening in Central Texas. Well, next week, folks, we will be bringing you the Round Rock football game on Thursday night. And it will be against Cedar Park, the Timberwolves. It will be over at Gupton Stadium over in Cedar Park. And we will be bringing that to you on Thursday evening, a 7 o'clock kick as well. We're going to be glad to bring it to you. Same kind of format. Hope you'll be joining us. Young man for Reagan up and off the field on his own power. Great to see. No real injuries to speak of this evening. Glad to see that as well. And we're rolling the clock back in motion. So again, 7:09 remaining in the ball game. Empty backfield set. Cochran looking up the left side, throwing the ball to not Javante Arnold. It was to Reggie Hurley. Ball bouncing off of his hands after what would have been a good gain. Incomplete, second down.
Another little sidearm delivery for Cochran there.
Twin receivers to the right side, one to the left. Now Hurley offset to the right side. Hurley rolling up the left side, flag thrown from the umpire deep into the backfield after a gain out to about the 46-yard line, but it should be a hold based on where it was thrown.
Another official concurred and threw that one as well.
Holding is the call. That's going to march it back 10 yards from the spot. And not what the doctor ordered for Round Rock in this situation. Again, those penalties biting you, killing momentum. They're going to have to get a little momentum out of this one. A text in, hello, this is Moose's Oma from Roanoke, Virginia. Hope Moose is okay. He's doing just fine. No question about that. Thank you for the text. We appreciate it. So second down and 20 now from the 28-yard line. Hurley offset to the right side, and Cochran now, receiver in motion. Cochran looking up the right side, seeing if he can find something, pressure coming and nothing doing. And he tries to throw the ball out into the flat to Javante Arnold, incomplete, fortunate to get the ball away. And it will be third down. 6:30 remaining here in the ball game.
Dragons really need to try to make something happen here.
An official just threw a flag.
After the play?
After the play.
Thank you, Mr. Carter.
There may have been some, it looked like there was extracurriculars between a Round Rock player and the coaching staff at Reagan, but I'm not quite sure.
Oh, no, that's a terrible call.
Oh, my goodness.
It's an absolutely terrible call by the official. They called intentional grounding. Javante Arnold was absolutely right where the ball was. I cannot believe they made that call. So it's a loss of down on that thing. The ball marched back to 19-yard line. Again, we'll call it fair and even from our perspective. One way for Reagan, one way for Round Rock. It doesn't matter. But I promise you, that is an absolute bust on the call by that official. We saw it very cleanly. That should never have been called. So that's going to march off another 9 yards, 3rd and 29, 6:30 remaining here. And now it's no longer 4-down territory unless you get a big gain here somehow or another. Round Rock with an empty back set. I'm sure Reagan's going to bring every heat they can on this thing. Cochran looking, pressure coming. rolling out to the right side, throws the ball deep, and almost intercepted and almost caught, but incomplete. No flags on the play, and it's incomplete. Round Rock definitely having to punt the ball in this situation.
Just what an unbelievable call. Changing the complexion of that drive, to be sure, and wow.
I understand somebody just texted in and said ball didn't make it to the line of scrimmage. That's a good call. The ball was thrown right at the feet of an eligible receiver.
He wasn't
that is not a good call.
Yeah, he was not trying to get rid of the ball. He was throwing it to that receiver.
And I understand the rule. There's no question about that. You know, you've got to get to the line of scrimmage, but there's a receiver behind the line. It doesn't make any difference. That's an eligible receiver. But thank you for trying to point out that tip. We appreciate it. So Round Rock setting up in point formation. Play clock having to be pushed back up. Again, clock at 6:27 remaining in the ball game. Snap is good. Pressure coming. Good kick. Fair catch called at about the 50-yard line. Bobbled, but then caught right at the 50-yard line. Again, that's number 23, Jeter Battles. And terrific field position for Reagan, and the game in the balance, as we've said. Round Rock is going to have to make a stop. And Reagan will definitely stretch the clock. All it takes is a couple of first downs, and they can burn most of this clock away. Round Rock with 2 timeouts remaining in the ball game.
All right, the defense is playing really well this second half of the Dragon. Let's see if they can put together another good defensive stand.
Single receiver set both sides. A healthy dose of Pryor is probably coming. Ball is handed off to Pryor up the left side middle, down to about the 43, 42-yard line. A gain of 7. They're marking it 2nd and 3.
Once again, Pryor found a seam, was able to pick up a big chunk of yards.
Bro, I would not give the ball to anybody else. It'd just be a dose of Pryor, a dose of Pryor, a dose of Pryor, until you can stop it. Young Men's had a good night tonight and did have a good night last week. Second down and 3, 5:45 remaining in the ball game. Pryor offset slight left of Jackson. And the ball going to Pryor again, bouncing through holes as he's done several times. Shifty runner, getting out to the perimeter, but out of bounds at about the 33-yard line, and it will be first down for Reagan.
He must have evaded 3 or 4 Dragons there on his way over to the far sideline for that big gainer.
He is a tough runner, and will be a super tough out for anybody that plays the Rattlers for the rest of the season. A great athlete. Clock stopped at exactly 5:30. First down and 10. Pro set. Again, Pryor offset left, and ball goes to Pryor again. Rolling up the field and getting yardage out to about the 28-yard line. 27 is the mark. That's a gain of 6, 2nd and 4.
Gain of 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4.
Sorry, I was going to say, as you might expect, the Rattlers are taking their sweet time.
Stretch the clock.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Clock
They
now just under 5 minutes.
Have no incentive to run fast in this situation.
And now at 5 seconds on the play clock. Twin receivers to the left side. Ball going again up the middle left, well through the hole. It's a big first down. Pryor once again getting down to about the 16, 17-yard line. Clock rolling at 4:39.
Back in the Dragons defense, we can see Leonard Moore trying to coach up his buddies and motivate them.
Well, I said the clock was rolling, but the official timekeeper has not rolled the clock, and he should be. Now it's now rolling. There's been some mistakes up here in the press box. I know they're doing the best they can. So Pryor offset left. And who got it again? Pryor, but stopped in the backfield this time, and a loss back to the 20-yard line. So that's a loss of about 3. Clock rolling at 4:23. So exactly what Round Rock needed to do in that instance. Perhaps forcing a pass play here. But again, may be close enough for Reagan to make a field goal in this instance.
Excellent penetration by Justin Lee to get through the offensive line, and he was just waiting for Pryor. Was able to drag him down.
clock down to 5 seconds. Ball snap, handoff up the middle again, and good penetration and a stop after a short gain to about the 18-yard line. So it's going to leave 3rd and 11 with the clock rolling at 3:45. Biggest play of the ball game right here for the Dragons, and certainly for the Rattlers as well. Play clock at 15 seconds. And the play now called in. Offensive coaches now back on the sidelines for Reagan, now at 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Rolling out to the left side is Jackson, getting out to the perimeter, but going out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. It will be 4th down, stopping the clock at 3:04 left in the ball game. That would set up about a 32-yard field goal, and a field goal is what they're going to attempt. 1 extra point missed already this evening, and we'll see if the special teams can come through for Round Rock. Again, number 80 in to do the place kicking is Jonathan Leos, junior kicker. Ball set right at the 22-yard line. Snap is down, kick is up, it's high, it's long, and it is no good. Hard for me to tell from where we were. It must have been off to the left side, but the fans in the stands absolutely knew it and knew that it was missed. So it's still a ball game right here, 2:58 remaining, and Round Rock now taking the ball over at the 22-yard line.
All righty, let's see what Coach Tenney and the offense can dig up.
Well, my bad. Again, I thought the ball was supposed to be marked at where the kick took place, but they marked it at the 20. Go figure. Actually, it counts, I guess, as a punt through the back of the end zone. That's the way it works. So you do get the ball at the 20. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I think perhaps if the spot of the place kick is farther out than 20, you get it where the spot is.
Who knows?
They don't move it forward.
Educate us, folks, if you know the rules. Cochran with the ball, looking over the middle, getting great pressure, and now on a screen pass, short delayed, behind the line of scrimmage, and out on the perimeter to about the 24, 25-yard line, out of bounds. A gain of about 5 yards. It will be 2nd down. The clock is still rolling. Why it is, I have no idea. Again, there's been some clock management issues here in the box that I can't quite understand. Trip receivers to the left side. Cochran with a quick pass, out on a slant, out on the perimeter, and getting beyond the line of the gain, so it is a 1st down. Clock stops at 2:25.
Really good hands there. The crowd knows it's Moose Garlington.
Moose with the catch. Moose doing well out on the field.
That was a tough catch, able to haul it in.
Clock rolling at 2:20. Again, 2 timeouts remaining for Round Rock. Twin receivers to the left side. Now Cochran rolling out left side, throwing the ball deep, and caught by Haraburu out at about the 44-yard line. That's a 1st down for the Round Rock Dragons. Marked it back to the 43. Still a 1st down.
So not the first time tonight, but the first time I'll mention it. Leonard Moore is out on the field at receiver.
Clock now rolling. Just over 2 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Twin receivers to the right side. Cochran looking up the left side, pressure coming up the middle, now throwing out to the right side, out in the flat, and it's a 1st down for Round Rock into Reagan Rattler territory. All the way down to the 40-yard line is the mark. Big gain of about 15, 16 yards, and out again at the 40-yard line exactly.
If I'm not mistaken, that was Reggie Hurley on the catch.
1:49, clock stopped.
Excellent effort driving forward after initial contact to pick up probably another 6, 7 yards.
And Cochran doing a good job of rolling the pocket out. Ball handed off in the backfield and getting back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more. That ball to Hurley, and the clock now rolling at 1:40 remaining. Leonard Moore coming into the game.
Yep.
At receiver on the left side, the commit to Notre Dame. He's got great speed. 1:25, clock still rolling here. Ball snap, Cochran getting great pressure, throwing the ball deep to Leonard Moore, getting pushed and knocked down deep, and there is no flag thrown, and they're saying that it was not a catchable ball, but absolutely knocked down. And the officials having none of it. Goodness gracious.
The counter argument there in that situation is that the defense was impeding his progress enough that he could have been in position to catch that ball.
And I don't disagree with you right there. Leonard Moore has great speed, but he was getting pushed about 10 yards out from being able to get to the ball. And again, that's an official making the call. Hard to figure. So 1:15 remaining in the ball game. Second down. No, I take that back. It's 3rd down and 10. They've got it marked wrong on the scoreboard. 1 second now on the clock. Cochran gets the ball, looking deep, throwing the ball down the middle, incomplete. And I tell you what, folks, that's a make-up call right there.
I would agree.
Because there is no way that was pass interference on Leonard Moore. There is no way. So that's an absolute make-up call on the previous one, because I thought that was very good defense by Reagan. But I guess, you know, in the equation of what goes on here, these officials trying to make it to what it should be. So a 15-yard march off. We'll get the ball down to the 25-yard line. Round Rock thinking that they get the ball in the end zone almost, marching a little bit too far down the field. Clock stops at 1:09 remaining here in the ball game. Wow. I'll say this much, partner. This will be a memorable game no matter what the contest result ends up being.
Absolutely. Well, we had a really memorable game last year down in San Antonio.
Officials not signaled the play ready, and now a timeout being called by Reagan, seeing if they can gather themselves again the ball at the 25-yard line. So here's the question. Round Rock manages to get down here and score 1 or 2. Do you kick the extra point, or do you try? Because at some point, you got to win the game. Do you give Reagan a chance with a runner like Pryor, as good as he is? Do you give them a chance to win the game themselves, or do you try to win it right here? It's a good question, right? And it's a non-district game. It's a hot game outside. Kids are cramping up. Do you want this to extend even further? We'll see.
That's a reasonable question, Dave.
Hopefully we'll find out.
Yeah, it'd be great to see that dilemma come up and see how the coaching staff handles it. Personally, I would go for the 1.
And I think most coaches do. But I like to live on the edge, Kmart. I like to live on the edge. All right, so here we are. Again, 1:09 remaining in the ball game. We'll try to keep the clock called out to you as best we can. Empty set backfield trip to the right. Cochran calling for the ball. Good pressure coming from Reagan, and a short pass over the middle. Getting down to about the 15, inside the 15 to the 13-yard line, and a flag thrown by the referee a mile after the game. And I don't know what that was about, but he threw that thing from about the 38-yard line and got it all the way to the 18. Well after the fact.
Round Rock players' body language says it's against the Dragons.
And I don't know what happened. I'm sure there was perhaps an obvious hold or something occurred there, but I don't like the fact that the officials are becoming part of the equation of this ball game at the end. Just don't like it. Flag is waved off. Oh. Mystery time here at Dragon Stadium on the campus of Round Rock High School. So a phantom penalty. Ball marked at the 14-yard line. It is a first down, 1:01 remaining here in the ball game. Twin receivers on the right side, and the clock now in motion under 1 minute. Javante Arnold in motion to the right side. Cochran looking that way. Pressure coming. Hard pressure coming, breaking up the middle is Cochran, getting down to about the 10-yard line and stopped after a short gain and a timeout called by Round Rock. 44 seconds remaining in the contest. Whew.
Yeah, I like that timeout call by the Dragons. Heads up by the coaching staff, game management.
Hope all of you out there in Dragon Nation and Rattler Nation are keeping your pulses down. These fans here are on edge. And again, we've been a part of Dragon Nation before, had our kids go to school here, but no longer have that emotional investment. And still, you got to be a little bit on edge. It's a great contest. Both of these programs have to be incredibly proud of what they've done here tonight. We could not be happier with the game and the ability to bring you the broadcast.
Great effort by both teams, absolutely.
So there you have it, 2nd and 6. Official has signaled the play ready. Trip receivers to the right side. Cochran looking, good pressure coming, rolling out to the left side, trying to get to the perimeter and see if he can throw the ball. Slings it in the end zone, and it's intercepted by the Reagan Rattlers, rolling it up the sideline and knocked out of bounds at about the 25. My goodness gracious.
Cochran was just trying to make something happen and just made a choice to throw it very late, and a defender stepped in front of it. So great defensive play by the Rattlers.
Man.
Wow.
And it was there. I mean, it was there. It's just a good defensive play by the Rattlers, getting right in front of that thing. All credit goes to the defense on that play. Absolutely incredible.
There was absolutely a receiver there in the corner of the end zone to make the reception, but the defender stepped in front, made an excellent play. Wow. So, with 35 seconds left, this is pretty much how it's going to end.
The game is done. It'll be a snap, perhaps a timeout by Round Rock, but no more than 2 snaps, and this ball game will conclude. What a terrific effort by the Round Rock Dragons. My gosh. They gave great effort after having such a tough opening week loss to Weiss, here fighting against a state-ranked potential district championship team in District 28, 6A. You have to love the effort, and you have to love the sportsmanship on both sides of this thing. Could not be happier to have hosted the Reagan Rattlers here this evening. No timeouts to be called here by Round Rock. And the players giving handshakes out in the huddles, and they will be lining up for the handshakes at the 50-yard line. 5 seconds remaining, and your final score will be here from Dragon Stadium. The Reagan Rattlers victorious with a 35-28 victory in heart attack fashion here at the end of the ball game, taking Reagan to 2-0 and Round Rock off to an 0-2 start for the first time in, I believe, 6 years. But again, a hard-fought battle, and I think it sets Round Rock up incredibly well for the contest next week against Cedar Park.
Oh yeah, the coaching staff has to be super proud of everything they've accomplished over the last week, getting this team just making incremental improvements, and it showed on the field against a very, very good Reagan Rattlers squad. The Dragons absolutely have so much to look forward to next week and beyond.
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more. And I tell you, and we said it before, what a class act in this program from Reagan. And both of these schools, I think, match up so well. And it is a series that I am hoping that will continue in the future, and we have an opportunity perhaps to make it back down to Hero Stadium or to Comalander Stadium in San Antonio. But we wish nothing but the best to all of the Reagan Rattler community. And our hats off again to the Round Rock Dragons here this evening, putting on a terrific performance, doing our community proud this evening. Once again here this evening, your final score is the Reagan Rattlers 35, Round Rock 28. So long from Dragon Stadium.
You are listening to the Horn Webcast Network, powered by iHSFAN. If you're interested in advertising on or privately supporting this webcast, please reach out to us on Twitter at iHSFAN. All audio rights of this webcast presentation belong to iHSFAN, and any intent to rebroadcast or retransmit must have express written consent from iHSFAN.